Hey, you guys! It's the Friday before Halloween.
Yep.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, we had to restart the thing.
Yeah, when our just little thing was on, our little pre-game thing.
Yes, it started to show red like it was going too slow. It might have had something to do with their VPN.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if that's what was affecting it. Because like I said, I kind of feel like I didn't have NordVPN running for the last few times because I hadn't updated it. And then I updated it the other day, and so it was running. And then as soon as we started up, it kept going red, orange, red, orange, red, orange. And I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
That's why I restarted it. But it seems to be green now.
It's running green now.
Hopefully it's okay. Well, hi, everybody. Can you hear us? I hope so.
I just got to get done drinking this. This is my protein drink.
God. Not like you didn't have like a really long time to drink that before the show started.
I just thought about it because I didn't want to drink on an empty stomach.
Well, maybe we ate earlier, right? We ate at like
Pookie's ass and go out that other door.
Oh, did you leave it? Did you close it?
Yeah, I'm open. No, it was open.
Oh, okay.
She was just making noise. She was scratching on something.
She's probably scratching on that cabinet. For some reason, she's like fascinated by the lower bathroom cabinets. So she knows there's nothing in there, and she figured out how to open them. Oh, she also figured out how to open the bedroom closet too last night. I think that it was kind of like cracked open slightly, but I guess she's getting strong. It's all those temptations are making her strong. Because she's not, we keep it closed because she really, really likes to tear up Tom's boots.
Yeah, she fucking rapes my boots. Boot rape.
And it's her favorite thing. And she knows she's not supposed to do it because like she always does it like when Tom's kind of looking away, and then she just sneaks over there and goes, and then he's like, I hear you, and she's like, oh shit, it wasn't me, I didn't do it. And then like, you know, so we keep the boots locked up in the closet, but she figured out how to open it. It's one of those ones that like you pull apart like that, so she was just like,
she'll go up to the heel and lay down and flat, try to hide and go, and just she'll tear the back of any fucking heel up. She loves it. And I'll be like, hey, and she's like, I wasn't doing it. The fucking closet.
You didn't see that.
Yeah, you were doing it. And it's just, oh.
She's like, I forgot that Daddy can hear.
Yeah.
She forgets.
So today is Friday. It's another Friday.
It's Halloween weekend, man.
And tonight is our Sidetracks show, which is basically an open lines Friday.
Aaron says, where's Tom's costume?
This is my costume. I'm dressed like an asshole.
That's why, you know what, I was going to say it, so I'm glad that you said it first.
Yeah, I'm dressed like an asshole.
I was going to say, well, since I did my little kind of cheap jack Wednesday Addams thing, I'm the old geeky Wednesday Addams. You could take your hat off and be Uncle Fester, sort of.
Yeah. No, I'm like one of those new Harkonnens.
Okay, there you go.
I'm the deaf dude. Close your fucking mouth! Close your mouth!
Oh, man. Danny Rolling Ghostface says, just saw Antlers for free. It was decent. Okay, yeah, I'll have to go see it this week. I want to see that, and I want to see Last Night in Soho. I can't decide which one I want to see more. I want to see both of them, but I don't know. Maybe we'll go tomorrow and see one, although it'll probably be crowded. Maybe not, though. Maybe not.
Man, that needs to be stirred.
What did you do with it? Oh,
you
fucked up your drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gramthars Hammer said you could be Mr. Clean.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't even think of that. Actually, all you need for that.
A white outfit.
Yeah, he just wears like a wife beater thing, right? No, it's a t-shirt, right? It's not a wife beater.
White t-shirt and white jeans.
And you could have had one because I think we have some of those. Oh yeah. I could have like loaned you an earring. I don't think I have one like his though, like a pirate one. You could have, and don't we have a couple of those magic erasers like under the kitchen sink? You could have just held up the magic eraser.
I don't get it.
You don't know what is it, Mr. Clean? Do you know those magic erasers? Mm. It's like a cleaning spongy thing, but it's kind of like it's got the Mr. Clean whatever chemical on it.
In Brazil or something or in the
No, it's recent.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we have some.
I haven't watched TV in fucking 10, 15 years almost.
Well, I'm pretty sure that it's under. Well, neither have I, but even I know what those are, because I think we have some actually.
A little white things like styrofoam.
Sorta. Like I said, it's like a scrubby. It's like a scrubby thing, but it has like the stuff already in it.
See who's here. Looks like people are starting to show up. Oh yeah, they're piling in the front door.
Dermot says, loved your review of The Witches. Thank you. Just watched the movie now, first time since 1990. Yeah, I think I've seen it a bunch of times because I feel like it was on a cable a shit ton, like back in the 90s, and I just. I think I said it on that review, but it's like I love all of those like horror movies that are made for kids. That movie is fucked up, even though it's a kids movie.
Yeah, what's his name? October Wraith's saying I got a cool snake t-shirt. Yeah, it's a Snake Plissken shirt. Me and Jenny make them. It was my concept. Jenny executed design. We make them here. And we'll send you to them in your size for a $20 super chat. I got the full size and then I got the half size, which is small too, which is smaller. But they both look good. But for a $20 super chat, we'll send it to you delivered. We'll just get your information after the show.
I mean, and I know we have to do a canon one and we have to do the other, but you know, like I said,
take a bit.
One, I've been so busy, and two, after doing those Absolution shirts and being like right down to the wire with that, and they all got behind and everything, and I was just kind of like, I'm just so over screen printing at this moment.
Bee's Nest is jocking me on those. He wants OPC, or excuse me, OCP from RoboCop. It's a really good looking shirt. And Canon Films. That's another going to be a really good one. I've already seen the designs. We have the designs. Just got to execute it. Got to get a new frame, and I got to make a screen and everything. And those were his ideas. Actually, I think I came up with Canon. He came up with OCP.
Yeah, because we've been wanting to do a Canon one for a long time, because I did the logo like a long time ago.
Yeah. When you guys see the Canon logo, you guys are going to want to buy that one, I'm pretty sure. It's good. And if you guys don't know Canon Films was just an indie film studio that fucking made cheesy ass action flicks, but some real classics too. Canon.
I just always associate with them with Chuck Norris movies.
Chuck Norris movies and
but,
shit. Yeah.
I mean, they made a shit ton more stuff than that, but I always associate
I think
with them.
they also did like Death Wish 4 or something.
They might have, yeah.
I think they did.
They did mostly action movies. I think they did. Did they do horror movies too? I kind of feel like maybe they did. But like, I think that action movies were like kind of B and C tier action movies were the ones that they were best known for.
There was another really good studio that had a cool logo. I want to do. What was it called? Corollo? What was the name of that fucking studio?
Oh yeah, Carelco.
Carelco.
I think it was Carel.
Carelco had a logo.
Or Carelco.
Carelco, I think.
Carr. Yeah, I can see it in my brain, but I can't think.
We need to do one of that too. That was some other fucking B and C movies that were really good. I don't know. Fucking Terminator wasn't a Carelco, was it? T1.
Ooh. You know what? It might have been. I think it might have been. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I think it might have been.
Danny Rolling says American Ninja was Canon Films.
Yeah. And of course, it's private domain because all that shit's gone now.
Well, yeah. I mean, I still wouldn't.
Public domain.
Yeah, I mean, I still wouldn't. That's the thing. Like, public domain, like, all this kind of stuff is a little bit iffy because even though, like, if there's a logo and the company isn't around anymore, you don't really actually know if somebody.
You don't have rights to it, really.
Well, yeah, you don't know if actually somebody bought that company. And is like, so I wouldn't risk it. But, I mean, if you're making it at home and just
it's not mass production. They're one-offs. They're one-offs for fans. And it's not like you're making millions of dollars on them. We make a couple bucks, make $5 off of them.
Yeah, because I mean, by the time we ship them and print them and, you know, and we have to make a frame or a screen and shit
that's
like
bootleg as fuck.
It is.
That's bootleg as fuck. Because we know that that's a fucking Ford Cobra logo. And instead of Cobra, I just put Pliskin in there. You know, this is a good idea.
Yeah, I just found like a JPEG or a PNG file of the Ford Cobra logo, and I auto traced it in Illustrator.
Yeah,
and tweaked it so it was vector, so you can make it bigger.
Yeah, we make these shirts, and we almost use them. We sell them, but they're almost kind of like our work shirts. I wear them all the time. I got a fucking shit ton of them. And I went to UPS to go return that damn router in one of these a couple of days back, and fucking. The dude working there goes, man, that shirt is awesome. Man, that shirt, where'd you get that? And I said, me and my girlfriend made that. And he said, oh, man, does he want one? No, I don't want to buy one. I said, yeah, you know what that is, right? And I told him, he says, yeah, that's the Ford Cobra logo with Snake Plissken on it. Yeah.
See?
He goes, only custom, you can only do that custom, man, bootleg. And he goes, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, if you come by again, maybe I'll get something like that. Bring one. You know? Yeah.
Well, you know, like I said, I have a lot of ideas for shirts. It's just I don't have a lot of time to do them. That's the only thing. I mean, doing ones like that is fairly easy because, like I said, we're just ripping off somebody else's stuff
or mashing two things together.
And that's always much easier than doing that kind of stuff. But you know,
I tell you what, is that Tyrell Industries fucking replicant, more human than human shirt. Fucking a lot of people like that one. People that have bought it.
That one came out nice.
Gets a lot, and I wear that one to the club every now and then. People fucking, it looks great with an industrial type outfit. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the logo is just the right size and it's round. It's got the Japanese characters on it and everything. Nobody really knows what it is. Kind of cool.
I think what I did was the Japanese on the outside. This is like I think I just did it in Google Translate. So I'm sure like the Japanese says something.
Yeah, it's probably wrong.
That's totally weird. Because you know how Google Translate is. It's okay, but you know.
Tammy showed up. What's up, Tammy?
Green Spark says, Jenny, you look fantastic. Thank you. This was one of the only costumes I could come up with like immediately. I was like, hey, I have a dress that looks like Wednesday Addams and I have hair that I can braid. I was thinking about doing the wig, but I thought it would take too long to like braid the wig.
Juan says, Jenny, what movie is your costume from? Oh, you stop it, man. Gramthars in here.
I don't look that different from usual. Question, Granthar says, are you handing out treats to your new neighbors on Sunday? We'll see if people come trick-or-treating.
Yeah,
I know there's kids in the neighborhood because I can hear them. Yeah, we don't even have any fucking candy. I haven't even done any pumpkins. I'm so disappointed with myself.
Oh,
I've just been so busy.
I was calling and dealing with the VA and stuff. I hadn't had time to tell Jenny. When we were going through the broker to buy this house, something came up on my credit, an unpaid bill, and we tracked it down. Me and the VA. It was for that hospital. And here's the thing.
Well, that's what we figured.
Here's the thing. It was one of the doctors, right? They never billed me to begin with. They never submitted the paperwork or the billing or anything. So they're probably going to drop it.
I kind of hope that if I ever have to go to the hospital for anything, they'll just like lose my shit too.
Yeah, it was too long. It was too long ago, and the VA.
Yeah, that was a while back.
Yeah, the VA is like, no, we'll pay it. But the thing is that the doctor that submitted it doesn't have the bill anymore. It says it was so long ago, I don't have the bill.
Yeah, because when the fuck was that? That was like
2016.
Was it?
Or 14.
Ooh.
6 years ago.
Oh, okay. So 2015?
So yeah, right that
time. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah,
16.
that was a long time ago.
Yeah. So he didn't even have the bill for it.
Well, yeah, after a certain amount of time, they just like destroy the shit or, you know. Damn.
So if he doesn't have the bill, then
it might as well not exist.
Yeah, well then, you know, fucking the VA was like, well, if you don't have the bill, then fucking you can't prove that you owe the money. He says, we'll pay it if you can come up with a bill. So it looks like that shit's going to get thrown out. Thank
you, Aaron. Go get some candy for those kids. We will, I promise.
Thank you very much.
We're not that lame.
It's a $20 super chat, Aaron. Appreciate it.
You know what's crazy, though?
First super chat of the night, people.
You know what's crazy, though? We were talking about this yesterday because Tom was out there trying to... We have these two outside lights, like on either side of the garage. Okay, so whoever lived here before, all of the bulbs in there are broken in the sockets, right?
You can't unscrew them.
And so you can't get the bulbs out. And we cannot figure out how to get... Like, okay, so even if they weren't broken, we can't figure out how to get the shit out of the lantern so you can change the bulbs.
Can't access it. You can't take it apart or sit there and look at it forever.
Yeah, we're like sitting there looking at it going, well, how,
It's all right though. That shit's dated. I'm gonna get rid of those and put new ones. I
like,
saw how they're mounted. I'll just buy new ones. They're wired.
That's what I'm saying. It's probably just easier. It's already wired.
And they don't look that good. They don't really match the house. I just want some. I was looking at what they had. They had some modern, classic, big square ones.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Square, and they would look a lot better with black.
We'll just go to Home Depot.
And I'll put it. See, this house has never had a real owner. It just had renters in it. And the last renters were in here for over a year and a half. Evidently, didn't pay the rent.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
And when they left, as I was talking to the guy who has the guy who does the lawn here, we have a contract with. We inherited a contract for the groundskeeper.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him about it, and he came here one day, and our landlords were out here, and they had removed everything from this house, and it was out in the front yard. When whoever was here left it furnished, and they had to drill through the front door to get in.
Wow.
Yeah, they had to drill through the lock on the front door and replace it and everything. And they left the place fully furnished. They just vanished because they owed so much money. They just scattered. So
just like Amityville Horror.
Makes sense why they wanted us in here.
Made
sense why they wanted us in here because we were their best renters.
Well, yeah, I mean, we lived in their other property for 10 years and always paid the rent on time and for 10 fucking years.
And who lived in here was like a very large extended family. According to the neighbors, Jenny went, who lived in here? And that Jamaican woman says, a lot of people lived in there.
Yeah, well, I was talking to her. Her name's Beverly, by the way. She came over here one day when I was painting because some packages of ours had got delivered to her house. And she was like super nice, and she was like, oh, how many of you guys are here and stuff? And so I was like telling her, she's like, oh, that's good, because she's like, before it's like so many cars. Yeah. And honestly, if you, there's a picture of this house it's not on Google Maps or Google or whatever the fuck, and there's like 6 or 7 cars in the driveway.
Yeah.
So I think that,
it was almost like a boarding house.
It was like an extended family that lived here. It was like a bunch of, which, like I said, it's a big house. So you know,
I've gotten mail here, and there's been 3 or 4 different last names on that on all the mail. So I think they were subletting it and fucking just letting random people live here. But what's weird, this house has never had like a real owner. So none of the light fixtures make any sense. A lot of stuff was kind of left undone. Like, only some of the rooms seem like they've ever had curtain rods installed in them. There was never any internet installed in this house, and this came with internet, but they never asked for it.
Yeah, because, I mean, they had the HughesNet dish.
Right.
So I assume somebody had that at some point, although that looked really old. Yeah. But nobody had, like, the free, like, the HOA internet, which we have now.
And that's what we're talking to you on. It's high-speed internet.
Yeah, and it's like, so I don't know why they didn't do that. That's through the cable.
HOA is $90 a month, and it comes with fucking high-speed internet. So that's cheaper than most internet services. So I don't understand what was I don't know what the hell was going on in here. And they never really decorated it or painted it correctly. The landscaping's all fucked up. I mean, but the thing is that I don't want to change anything until after I purchase it, because I don't want to increase property value. But there's stacks of fucking bricks out on the side here that was used for all the landscaping.
The yard actually looks pretty good. I mean, the landscaping around the front, like, and sides looks okay. But
it's an ugly 2-story house. It's just a square box. The other ones are... Other houses are a lot nicer in here. When we get
I don't think it's ugly. It's just plain.
It's very, very plain.
It's just plain.
Especially compared to the other ones. But when I own it, I'll fix it up. We'll put some accents on there, make it kind of like Neo-Spanish or something.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of the other houses in the neighborhood are.
Yeah, it looks Baroque and kind of Nouveau Spaniard kind of looking stuff.
There are other houses that look just like this one in this neighborhood. Because, like I said, it's just like any of these big, like, extended neighborhoods they build. They always have like 4 or 5 different floor plans, and usually when you buy a lot, you can like pick which floor plan you want. So we did drive around the neighborhood, and I was like, oh hey, there's a house that looks like ours, and oh hey, there's another one, and it's like you can see. All the same kind of floor plans. But like I said, I don't think this house, I don't think the outside of it is ugly. It's just kind of like not as snazzy as some of the other ones, because it's more box-like and it doesn't have like kind of all the interesting architectural protuberances, I guess. It's just kind of like, it's not exact. It's just like kind of like a tall box, pretty much. But like I said, it doesn't look that bad.
It's just because there's no adornment on it.
Yeah.
There's no trim work or adornment. It's very simple. The other ones look a lot better. They kind of have Baroque style to them and Spanish-looking stuff and extra. All that could be added to this house. I mean...
Yeah, most of that is just like aftermarket.
I think some of it... I think some of the people that... This is a house I think that was just kind of put together by real estate developers just to get a house in here. Some of those other ones that are really nice, I think they were ordered that way by the original owners. Just
well, yeah, because like I said, a lot of the stuff they do, if you have like a home building company, they give you a catalog. They're like, we're building this new thing. You buy a lot, and then it's like, okay, what kind of house do you want? Here's all the extras that you could have, and here's what colors it can be, and here's what the fixtures and blah blah blah.
We can add balconies. This one doesn't have all the nice shit like the balconies and the little fucking trim pieces and the little fucking little round windows and little fancy shit. It doesn't have any of that. It would look a lot better if it did, because we're still in one of the middle ranking houses in here. Some of the single story ones are very simple. They're kind of like the one we moved out of, but man, compared to these McMansions, they got big plots of land, but compared to these other
this has
McMansions,
a massive yard.
Some of these houses are really nice in here.
And I mean, honestly, this house is, every time I walk around it now, like I said, it's still weird because we haven't really lived here that long, so it still feels like not like my house.
Sounds like somebody else's house.
It's still like I'm staying at somebody else's house. I know that will go away.
Well, we didn't get to paint all of it ourselves, and we haven't. You know what I mean? Because some of the colors of some of the rooms are like kind of mint color, and I was like,
yeah, it's like a weird pale blue.
It's like, make a fucking decision. It's either a color or it isn't.
See, I'm not down. See, I don't really like. I mean, I know that when they rent stuff out or everybody like wants to paint it neutral colors because they assume that when you move into it, you're going to paint it whatever color you want.
Yeah.
So they're trying to like make something that's like not offensive. Yeah. So, but honestly, I've never liked. I don't like white walls. I don't like beige. I don't like anything
Mint,
like that.
Or
I don't like any light.
Light blue.
I don't like pale colors.
No.
At all.
No. Be a color.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just like, it just seems so wishy-washy.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to commit.
Yeah. And like, yes, I understand that like dark colors, because I was kind of like, I picked this color in here, which is essentially black. It's a dark charcoal actually. But I was just kind of like, fuck it. I mean, I know that this is hard to paint over. Like if somebody, and I think that our old house, we had painted our bedroom like a really deep, like a blood red.
Yeah, it looked good though.
It looked awesome. Yeah. I think they were a little bit mad about that because
They liked it when they saw it.
But then later, when they knew they had to paint over it, they're like, oh, it is hard to paint over red. Yeah. I know. But, because I've had to do it before and it's a pain. You have to put like a lot of primer over it. But honestly, I can't with white walls. I can't with white walls. I can't with beige walls. I can't stand it. It just looks unfinished. It's
out of style too.
Blah.
It's out of style.
It looks like you didn't make a decision about anything.
It looks like a rental property.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. So it looks like I can never like settle into a place that just has like beige walls.
Yeah. I'll paint the fuck out of this house. I'm gonna buy it in 3 months. I'm gonna paint the fuck out of this house. that big living room out there is gonna have an arcade in it with fucking stand-up video arcade games in it, the little miniature ones. Put that in there.
I know, I'm excited.
Gonna have a bar in there. I already got nice fucking colored lights and shit. It's got big picture windows that overlook the neighborhood. Looks good.
Juan says, "What am I drinking?" It's peach vodka, right?
Yeah.
It tastes like peach vodka and orange juice.
And it's got some whipped cream vodka in there too.
Oh, does it? Okay. Yeah. I could tell it was peach because I could smell it.
All right, so today is open lines. If you guys have any questions on any kind of cases or anything we did in the back, or if you want anything that we've done in our back catalog, or if you have any questions about common events, you go ahead and throw it down into the damn comment section, and we can start the conversation off with anything that you guys want to talk about. Everybody's drinking. It's early. It's on a Saturday.
It's Friday.
It's on Friday.
The
only reason why you guys are here is because you're not going anywhere. So might as well.
We're not going anywhere.
We're not going anywhere either. Next month's gonna be rough, man, because I gotta fucking watch that damn credit card fucking for 3 months.
Well, yeah, because you gotta watch
that credit card.
And honestly,
to get this loan.
I mean, yeah, well, and I had to spend a lot of money when we moved because, like I said, I needed to buy new furniture for the office because I had trashed like the old furniture from the old ones. So I'm not broke, but
I'm kind of broke. After I get everything paid,
I'm broke adjacent.
After I get everything paid, all I'll have is somewhere between $300 or $400 to live off of next month.
But we don't really. I mean,
go out.
Honestly, we have the AMC Stubs thing, so it's like if we're really desperate, we can go see a movie for free.
We have to pay gas, though.
You have to pay gas, and it's far. I get that. That's another thing that's kind of sucky.
We got enough fucking groceries to last us a long time. I'm not really worried about food. It's just we're gonna be fucking housebound, basically.
Yeah, so that kind of sucks because I don't think I can go out for Halloween, which blows.
And we're gonna have to cut clubbing down to maybe once a month, maybe twice a month. Depending on how much we spend when we get there. If we pregame or we go to Tom's, Tom might be able to take care of us. Tom knows what I'm doing.
That's true.
Say, Tom, man, I gotta pay for this house, bro. Fucking tabs on you. Okay. Okay, tabs on me. All right.
He could give me some free tabs. I've done enough posters for those motherfuckers. Seriously.
Yeah.
Greenspark says, I do that at my job, design houses and neighborhoods for builders.
Yeah, okay.
So much better to buy your own land. My company takes people for a ride. Yeah, I kind of feel like...
Well, one of the things about this house that makes it attractive is the plot of land that it's on. It's big.
It is very big.
It's got a huge yard. So theoretically, if the fucking value gets high enough, you could tear this house down and fucking put another you could put a mansion here.
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
That might actually happen.
Honestly, there's
In this
plenty of room
area.
to put a pool in the back too.
Yeah, I don't want a pool.
You don't?
Fuck no, too much money.
I wouldn't mind having one.
And then you build the fucker and you never use it.
I would use it.
Yeah.
I would like having a pool. The only reason I didn't use the one at the old neighborhood that much was because it was the whole neighborhood's pool and there was always some motherfucker in it.
Not when I went. It was about just be by myself.
You know?
I liked it.
So
I was going there during the weekdays during the day.
Yeah, that was the only time you could go. Because if you went on the weekends, like there was a bunch of kids
down there
there.
fucking like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, when everyone was at work or school, you know, you could go in there. Tammy says, we're trying to fix up my husband's grandmother's 3-bedroom cottage-style house. Everything is outdated. She died 9 years ago, and his mom finally decided she's going to give it to him. I mean, it's just kind of like, I don't know, there's so much. This house is like so big, and there's so much that I want to do with it, but I don't have enough money to do all of it.
Well, you have to take out a loan against it.
Yeah.
To get it done.
I mean, especially, I'm excited about that big living room area, the upstairs living room area. I just I want to make that like the party room.
I just want to get this fucking deal fucking settled. Once the deal's settled, I'll feel better because that'll take 90 days to get it all done, and by then I'll know what electricity costs in this motherfucker.
Yeah, because we still don't know.
Still don't really know. And I still don't know what water costs. I still haven't figured out how to turn the outside water on yet. It's 2 separate water supplies. One of them's drinking water, the other one is fucking city water that fucking waters that huge ass lawn. And that computer that controls all the fucking sprinkler banks, it won't come on. It's got power and everything, which tells me that somebody cut off the water main to that sprinkler. And I can't find it. I've been all over this house. It's going to be a whole paranormal fucking... it's like a paranormal episode of this house about where's the fucking water mains. I can't find them. Can't find them. The ghosts know where the water mains are. What you doing, Pookie?
I still kind of wonder about the outside lights, though, because who broke off all of those bulbs?
They were trying to reach up in there and try to unscrew them, and they
all of them are broken.
Yeah, it's because they don't unscrew. They were kind of like shaped like a candle.
Yeah,
and
I
it had
see
a candle frame, and it had like an outer sleeve that slipped over them. I think by looking at it, the little bulb, you pushed it straight up. You know what I mean? And it plugged in. It didn't screw in. They would plug straight in, and they twisted them and broke them because they were like retro hand blown glass, and I think they had elements in there that wavered like it was flickering candle light.
We used to have something like that at
But that's all retro shit. You know what I mean? You can get LED stuff that does that now. I'm gonna get rid of those. They don't fit this house anyway. This house is modern, and those lantern-looking things were fucking Spanish, and it didn't mix. I'm gonna put modern ones out there. The house looks like a fucking modern box, so everything in it's gonna look.
It's weird though, like not having outside lights.
Yeah.
I mean, what we've been doing is that, you know, in the front there's like, you know, the high ceiling, and there's a light, you know, inside that's, you know, right by where the front door is. So it's like we usually just leave that light on so we can see what we're doing. Like, I'm gonna
dig up some people I knew from back in the horse days. There's a guy that I know that owns a landscaping company. Once everything's all sealed, I'm gonna bring him down here and say, "See all them bricks right there? Do something creative. Fix this shit.
Make
what
a
can
little...
you do?" Yeah, because there was something out there in the ground, like pathways or something, made out of bricks, stones, like cobblestones, and now they're just stacked up in a huge cube next to the house, inside the bushes. There's a lot of them underneath those. So there was something there.
One day when we have some money,
it
would be nice to get the driveway redone.
Yeah,
because the driveway kind of looks.
What I would do is
cracked, and the driveway is long.
It's real long, and it's got fucking oil stains on it. What I would do is take some kind of a fucking paint, some kind of a fucking high-tech paint, and paint it fucking, you know, a tarmac color, or maybe like a fucking brown or a red, something like that, like a reddish brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just a slab of fucking concrete.
Pavers would be nice too, but that's
break it up.
That's expensive.
Could bust it all up and replace it with stones.
I think that would look nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that like pavers and stuff like that look way classier than just.
Yeah, maybe I'll bring somebody in, just leave the concrete slab, and then have somebody pave it with stones over it.
Yeah, that might look nice.
You know what I mean? And make it look like cobblestone or something.
Because it is a long ass driveway. Like when we first got to the house, I'm like, holy fucking crap! It's just, you know, it's not like but it's like long for a suburban
The thing to do with this
driveway.
house is buy it, stay in it for about 5 to 10 years, get some equity, and then sell it.
Maybe.
Sell
Well,
it for
I don't know.
more.
We'll see. We'll see how
See
it
what
goes.
the property values around here will go up.
They probably will
It'll make
because
money.
they're building
Yeah.
stuff all around here.
Yeah.
This area has grown a lot. Not as much as where we did live, but where we did live, like I said, used to be kind of like suburban, like right on the edge of rural, and then now it's kind of like might as well be
Yeah.
downtown for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
All the shit they built around it and all this, they built new houses and stuff. And this place is still rural, but they're building new shit here. They're building new houses in this neighborhood.
Yeah.
So
They're building new neighborhoods.
like around, yeah.
It's
There-
all gonna
well, there's a
happen.
lot of room. There's a lot of land out here.
They're completing that freeway to connect this to fucking Tampa and Orlando. Once that shit's done, this place is gonna blow up.
Yeah, that's only. I think the first 2 legs of it are done. We took the
Mount Dora's already worth money.
yeah,
Mount Dora,
and we're not that far from Mount
Yeah.
Dora. Gramthars says, "Is it close to the villages? That place is growing like a bad fungus. Not that far. Not that far. I think we're probably closest. The main city that we're close to is like Mount Dora.
Mount Dora.
Zach
Mount
says,
Dora and Sanford.
yeah. Zach says, would you have a room that's completely painted black though? Yeah. I don't
We've
have.
got one right here.
Yeah, this is why. I mean, I left the trim white
Yeah.
just because painting trim is kind of a pain. I might paint the trim black at some point. You know what I mean? But I thought it'd be like a nice contrast. I don't know. I'll think about it. Or maybe gray. That would look kind of nice too. Like I said, I don't like white. I don't like white anything.
Yeah.
I don't like white. I don't like beige. I don't like these fucking wishy-washy colors, man. Like you said, be a color.
Be a color. Yeah.
My old house that I used to own in Daytona, I painted it. My inspiration for the whole house was Suspiria. So I painted like pretty much every room like a different color. Like the living room was like blood red. The bedroom was like dark blue. I had a room that was like dark green. The kitchen was hot pink and silver. And I had a room that was like dark purple. And all of the doors and the hallways were all black. And then all the doors, I had them painted. If you've seen Suspiria, there's like this kind of like Art Nouveau type of situation going on the doors, and I painted them like that. I couldn't afford to do like glass insets like in the movie, but I painted them to look like that.
Yeah, Graham. There's lakes all over this place and swamps. Mm-hmm. You gotta cross a river that looks like the Amazon River on your way here. There's a bridge that goes over it. The freeway goes over it.
Badass Domain says I look like Wednesday Addams. Well, that's good because that's what I was going
That's
for.
the costume.
Like I said, I'm the old geeky Wednesday Addams.
Filthy Gardener says Tom should start an OnlyFans. Okay, Filthy Gardener.
Yeah, shake that
You
booty.
tell me why I need to start an OnlyFans, and then maybe I'll consider it.
Shake that tight little booty
Yeah,
for moolah.
yeah.
Can you do that anymore?
That 6-pack's coming in, man. When that 6-pack comes in, y'all bitches better watch out because I'm gonna be putting all that kind. I already posted some photographs on fucking
You're
Instagram.
hilarious, Tom.
Me and my sexual policeman outfit.
Yeah, sexual
'Cause
police.
I'd pull up, lights fucking flash, and woo, jump out of like something out of fucking.
You know, like jump out of a cake?
YMCA. I got
Jump
my
out of a
cop hat
cake
on.
or something.
Yeah, yeah. No shirt or anything to make. I'm the sex police, making sure all you bitches are having sex.
That's
all
what-
having sex. Okay, good. You're not having sex. I'll write a citation.
Need a whistle.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That's what you should call your OnlyFans channel, the Sex Police.
Sex policeman. Thomas Ross.
sex police.
Sexual policeman.
Can I make you a business card that says
Yeah, yeah. Sexual law enforcement.
when you want to be like fancy? Zach says, how about rooms that are painted cheerful colors? I'm not a fan. I'd love to have an all yellow room in a house. Okay. My mom.
You can do because that arcade's going to be cheerful, but it's going to be cool too.
When you say cheerful, what do you mean?
It's just going to look like a modern and fucking, you know what I mean, kind of like bright and a good place to like you'd have a drink or fucking play some games or do something. You know what I mean?
Like what color were you thinking?
I don't know, maybe bright green or something or fucking.
Well, now I will
bluish
say-
green or blue.
Oh, thank you, Mango.
What'd he
Tonight's
say?
episode of 13 O'Clock is sponsored by Silver Shamrock. Silver Shamrock.
Yeah, that's right.
2 more days till Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your head explode. Thank you very much, Nango Badger. It's 20 pounds. 20 pounds.
Nice. What I did, though, I mean, this room is essentially black with white trim. What I did in the bathroom that's adjoining, though, I always wanted to do like an Art Nouveau kind of absinthe type of thing. So actually the bathroom in there is like green. It's like a, what would you call that green?
Absinthe green. Kinda.
It's like an absinthe green.
Chartreuse.
Yeah, I guess so. It's like chartreuse.
See, I was going to think that the living room would be like something to complement that.
Yeah, and actually I really like that color. So I've got like a kind of like all like Alphonse Mucha or Musha or however you say his name. I got all his stuff in there. I got a bunch of absinthe kind of framed prints that I've had. And I got green towels. It's green and gray, actually, in there. So I have like green, gray, silver type of situation going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like that. So I don't know. But like I said, if you're going to have a color, have a color. I'm not a fan of yellow. I'm not a fan of... But honestly, I can't really think of any other color other than yellow that I wouldn't paint a wall. As long as it's a color. I don't really like this like little pastel. I don't like pastel anything. It has to be kind of like saturated.
Yeah. You're not committing.
That's exactly.
You're trying to be cutesy about it.
Yeah, it's like, well, I want it blue, but it's like not
real blue.
But it's not really blue. It's just kind of like this baby blue. I'm like, man, fuck that.
If you look at the really nice houses that are around today, fucking, you know what I mean? that fucking, say fucking famous people or fucking people that have money, what they own, there's colors in there.
Yeah.
They go, yeah, we're gonna make that bitch red, or it's gonna be blue.
Colors are awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna have, or the walls are gonna be dark brown. And that can be done right too. That'll look dark brown and reds would have looked really good in that damn Spanish fucking castle we were looking at.
Yeah, see, I don't even mind. I don't mind brown if you know if you have the right shit going on.
If it fits. Brown would have looked dark brown walls. And it doesn't have to be all the walls. Maybe just like one or two of the walls. See, the other ones could be another color depending on what you're doing. They just have to be complementary colors.
I mean, I'm a big fan, obviously, of like, you know, real like Baroque kind of stuff, or like, you know, that kind of like damask or whatever, like wallpaper. I like that kind of shit. So I like that old-fashioned kind of like, you know, like all the old Hammer horror movies and with that creepy wallpaper, and I love that kind of stuff. I don't really like, so anything that's, like I said, like kind of a deep color, I like that. I don't like pastel colors.
Zach says, speaking of colors, what's the best looking movie that you've seen? Dude, there's so many of them.
The best looking movie you've seen?
Yeah, there's so many of them. I mean, even some of the John Wick movies are fucking fantastic looking. The color palettes are fucking great.
I mean, Suspiria is my favorite.
There's a lot.
Still.
Yeah.
I just love the look of that. I love the look of the inside of the house. Like I said, my old house, I designed the whole house kind of around that. Yeah. Because I loved that aesthetic so much. Like that color scheme and the kind of Art Nouveau insets on the doors and stuff. I loved that shit so much. It's like, and I still do. Yeah. If I could afford it, I would do like a total house like that.
I would say fucking recently in terms of action movies, the whole John Wick series. And that last John Wick was visually real good. Good color palette. Shot really well. They even had little fucking subtitles popping out of people's mouths. Those movies are much more than meets the eye, actually. The John Wick movies.
Yeah, I mean, those are beautiful looking movies.
They're almost like cross between film and cartoon, but they're good. They're really good. Which to me, that's what cinema is.
Might as well give you something nice to look at.
Yeah.
Badass Domain also brought up Mandy, which was also a beautiful, beautiful movie. I really, really like all those kind of super saturated colors, and I really love that horror filmmakers nowadays, inspired by Dario Argento and like movies from the 80s, are really into that retro, let's have these like saturated like red magenta lights and like blue lights, green lights. I love that look. I just really, really like that.
I was seeing some fucking just okey doke fucking some of these millennials and shit fucking doing movie reviews, and I don't understand why the lights. Dude, man, if you have to be explained, if you have to explain to a motherfucker what art is and what cinema is, stay the fuck off the internet, man. Don't.
You're not allowed on the internet.
You're not allowed on the internet.
Says Tom Ross, sexual policeman.
Says Tom Ross. I mean, they're trying to fucking critique films, okay, from other eras, and they don't get it. You know what I mean? Like I saw some of these guys critiquing. One of the ones that they critiqued was Conan the Barbarian. They didn't get it. Remember when the witch turned into a witch when they were having sex?
Yeah.
Well, a blue light fucking turns on them as part of the effects, like during her transformation. They were mystified. Why the blue light? What's the blue light for? You know what I mean? I'm just like,
because she's magic, bitch.
Dude, if you don't understand art, you know what I mean? Don't fucking talk about.
Well,
movies.
it might just. I don't think that's a millennial problem. I think that just might be a that guy problem.
Yeah. Well, he was in there talking to his buddy and shit.
Because to be honest, it's like I said, and I've said this before. Like whenever I review movies and stuff, I'm very willing to like. This is your movie. This is your vision. I'm willing to be like, okay, show me. Like, what do you want to show me? I'm not going to be like, well, why'd you do this and why'd you do that and why? You know what I mean? If that's what they wanted to do, then fuck it.
Well, I think some young people, because they're so used to imagery happening all the time, they don't know that some of it's just emotional. And if you're limited in the amount of technology that you have, you can't show certain imagery, so you have to kind of fucking kind of try to induce an emotion in the viewer. And if you have to change the lighting in the middle of it, that's supposed to be that there's been like a change in the room. It's like theatrics, you know what I mean? But I guess some people, the way they grew up, everything is very literal and very, you know what I mean? There's no expressionism.
Yeah, and I mean, and if you want to do it subtle, and you know, that's fine too. Yeah. But if you just want to go whole hog with the shit and be like, yeah, I'm going to put all these big fucking colorful lights in there, then you can do that too. It's totally fine. It's all good.
Yeah, well,
everybody's got a different like vision, a different way of doing things, and it's fine.
Well, it works.
It's okay.
Lights work.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that? What was that fucking one that had, what's his name? Fucking went in there. It was fighting the Chuck E. Cheese monster. Never said a word.
Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah.
Fucking what was it? What was that actor's name again?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage didn't say a word. Willy's Wonderland. And when Willy's Wonderland happened, a lot of the shit that was happening during those, it was just done with lighting, color lighting, in the backgrounds, just to give you, to give emotion and tone to it. To me, it's obvious what it is. That lighting matters.
Yeah, it's just an artistic decision.
It's an artistic.
It's a movie. It's a visual.
It's a movie. It's visual.
You know, it's a visual medium.
If you have to explain that to somebody, then fuck.
Well, like I said, this is why I kind of feel like so going back to Suspiria again, there's a certain group of people that'd be like, why did this woman is running through this house and she suddenly falls into a room that's completely filled with barbed wire? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
There's those kind of people, and then there are people like me that are just be like,
yeah. Okay. That's what happened.
It's dream logic.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's just visual.
Just roll with it.
It's visual.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
That's all you have to worry about.
It's artistic expression.
Yeah. It just looks cool.
So
don't worry about it.
I don't know what it is.
It doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah. In the case that I was talking about as millennials, I guess certain millennials don't understand artistic expression the same way we understand it, I guess. They're too set in realism, I guess. Realism and computer imagery.
Although I don't know if that's the case though, because I do kind of feel like a lot of movies that came out nowadays are kind of like hearkening back to.
I know that.
Yeah, like back in those days when.
And it seems like people appreciate it.
Yeah, which like that's awesome. Because like I said,
can't.
I guess
some people can't.
But like I said, I don't know if that's a generational thing or if that's just like a person that's just too literal and can't like just fucking.
I remember like guys my dad's generation seeing those horror movies and movies that were doing that, and they got it 100%, and those dudes were fucking numbskulls. But they knew what art was. You know what I mean? They knew what artistic expression was. They understood what film was. That film wasn't real. It wasn't
can you imagine? Realism. It was just like back in the old days when like Pablo Picasso started doing the Cubist shit, and everybody's like, "That's not what a lady looks like." And
right, yeah. Well,
duh.
Yeah. Right.
I'm trying to do something here.
Yeah. But even rednecks from Mississippi fucking growing up, that grew up as fucking teenagers in the 70s would see shit, like you said, Dario Argento stuff, and they'd go, yeah, you see that? Hell yeah. Stabbed her right in the eye. You know, they didn't sit there and try to analyze, why was there a blue light on her?
Yeah, it's like that lights wouldn't happen like that.
Yeah,
Why is
there'd be no
there
blue light,
why
would
is
there?
there a room in this castle that's completely filled with barbed wire?
Yeah,
why
yeah,
is
yeah,
that
yeah.
happening?
Yeah.
Why is she like stabbing in her heart and like the heart's still beating? That doesn't make any sense at all. I'm like,
Yeah.
that
No,
doesn't matter.
yeah, she failed and the barbed wire got that shit, but the shit was badass. Same thing happened to me. I was hunting hogs. I fell right down there and then briar patch man, just like that. It was just like that. Yeah, I remember when that happened. You know, that's.
I mean, it's like I said, that movie in particular, it's a fairy tale.
All right.
I mean, it's a fairy tale. It's about witches, so calm down.
Yeah.
But yeah, so don't try to like make it that wouldn't happen. Jay Bird said, go for odd stripes and gloss and matte in any color. Yeah, see, I like, not only do I like color, I also like texture. So I kind of like, I've seen these really cool rooms that were done with like stripes of like color and wallpaper, or like you said, like colors that were like matte and gloss, and it looks like really cool because it's kind of like texture, but it's like really subtle. Zach said, I loved how colorful the new Bond movie was.
Yeah.
And probably, And Carrie by Brian De Palma is maybe my favorite director. Yeah, that's, that was a great, especially that last scene at the prom and everything like that. Danny Rowling says, Logan's Run and OG Willy Wonka had good trippy colors.
Yeah.
Man, I love the Willy Wonka movie. Look, I have that cell over there. I think No Need for Me. You sent me that.
Yeah.
I have one of the original cells from the Willy Wonka movie.
Yeah, Zach, I was thinking about the new Bond movie again. We were lucky to get 5 good movies in a row out of Craig. Craig was a good Bond. That was a good run. That was a good run for James Bond. And that last movie was much better than I thought it was going to be. I'd been hearing fucking shit, you know what I mean? Just the stuff they were putting out in the press. I was like, oh man, that movie's going to fucking suck.
Well, yeah, you said that repeatedly.
Yeah,
I'm like, can we just watch it? And then we'll see what happens.
But
see,
no,
this is why I don't ever want to. He was like, before we went and saw Dune, like a day or two before, he's like, oh, these guys are like talking about Dune. I'm like, shh.
Yeah.
Just let me see it. I don't want to like listen to anybody's. I know, but I don't want to listen to anybody else's opinion about it, or like I don't want to know anything about it. I just want to go see it.
Yeah, they were. Well, I was hearing good things, and you know what? And fucking when Bond came out, I was still kind of hearing mixed stuff from it. It's like, yeah, it's not as bad as we thought it was going to be. It's pretty good, but you know, there's controversy on this and that. But you know, I grew up watching James Bond. And that last movie was a big send off for Daniel Craig. It gave fucking a shout out to all the other Bonds of the past, all the other Qs from the past.
But without being like overly like cutesy about it.
Yeah, it wasn't cutesy. It's just that it wrapped up everything. It even wrapped up Felix's story. I love what they did with Felix. Where James Bond at the end says, "Yeah, I had a brother once. His name was Felix." Remember that shit?
Yeah.
And all that shit fucking... And then Bond actually working for the CIA for a bit. That was pretty cool. And then the fucking... It went retro Bond for a bit at the Spectre party. With the eye. They're walking the eye around and you can hear fucking... That was some fucking freaky ass shit, man. Walking the eye around. And you hear fucking... What was his name? What was the bad guy's name? Blofeld. Yeah, you hear Blofeld's voice talking, "You are all my children," and all this kind of weird shit. It's just fucking, damn, this is some weird shit. And that was kind of like, it's from some of the old fucking Bond.
Yeah,
movies.
that was like old school Bond.
Like old school Bond.
Because I feel like the newer ones were more like grounded in realism.
Right.
Where like the old ones had some like weird like fantasy.
Yeah, well, it was still kind of realistic. It's just that it went surreal.
Yeah.
Like they were in their fucking gothic.
Nothing wrong with that.
They were in their fucking gothic fetish fucking Spectre party. You know, the motherfuckers are getting weird at the Spectre party. And then, some Blofeld got double crossed by one of his dudes and the virus and everything. You know, that was pretty cool. I liked it. They were going to kill Bond in front of everybody else. Part of the celebration, but it didn't go down that way. And then they bring that one girl in, and she does that fucking corny Supergirl outfit. You know, she's supposedly first day on the job, and she killed all those other dudes. And Bond's like, "Oh yeah, you just started first day on the job, yeah, dude. Yeah."
Can I just say?
Yeah, you know, it was good.
Ana de Armas.
Yeah,
I love her.
Yeah, she's cute, man.
She's adorable as shit.
Cute, yeah.
Everything I've seen her, she was great she was in Knives Out.
Yeah.
She's been in like lots of stuff. Yeah, she was in the Blade Runner. She's awesome. She kind of like, I don't want to say she stole the movie, like the new Bond movie, but
she wasn't in it long enough to steal it.
she wasn't in long enough to steal it, but like when she was in it, I was like that. I think that might have been my favorite part.
That character was an homage to all the other Bond girl characters, and that was to give Daniel Craig and that James Bond a send off. You know, and an homage to all the other Bond girls who show up and do some fucking fantastic bullshit, and then they're gone. You know, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, and like I said, I like her.
Yeah, if you've seen a bunch of James Bond movies, you'll understand it. It wanted to go classic Bond in a couple of scenes. Classic Bond, like Roger Moore, cheesy. I don't want to call it. It wasn't overtly. It was kind of plausible. It's just homaging some of the old James Bond movies.
To be fair, a lot of the stuff that happened, even in the Daniel Craig James Bond movies, wouldn't have happened. Really plausible.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Obviously he would have been killed like a million times over, like some of the shit that he did in there. But it's, it's fine. Like I said, I'm not gonna like worry too much about it.
Well, if you know anything about the intelligence work, that whole business is about not being noticed. So being a super fit, good-looking white dude who drives sports cars around, expensive sports cars, and these fantastic
and makes
suits,
a spectacle of himself,
and goes to all these rich places,
and everybody knows his name.
Yeah, and everybody knows that is not the way. That's the last motherfucker you want for the job.
Like I said, it's not a real believable story to start with. So it's just like just let it ride.
Right.
Man.
The most believable spy in the whole fucking series would have been Felix. That was close. That's closer to intelligence type guys. Just kind of a nondescript, kind of low speaking tone dude who's not really. He wouldn't
stand out.
Yeah, if you saw him in a crowd, he wouldn't stand out.
Yeah.
And then you're assuming that he's a male. A lot of them are, but the best spies will always be and have always been females, because they're a crude term would be a sex operative. Okay. It's a girl who works for an agency to get information on a certain company or government agency or whatever. She meets the dude, they start sleeping together, she moves in with him, it's a girlfriend, and for years, and it turns out she's telling everything she knows. Dudes, once they sleep with some woman, they tend to just tell them everything, because they trust them now, because they're sleeping with them.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to collect intelligence on somebody.
That's right.
And that goes all the way back to like the 1500s, the 1600s. The Romans knew that. All right, the Romans did that kind of shit.
Well, and even still nowadays, I kind of feel like people don't expect women to be
spies.
You're
right. No.
Even now.
Yeah, but that's the main ones, and that was always the main ones.
But like I said, that's why they're the best ones, because nobody expects them.
You're not thinking that way.
Yeah.
And then some of them might be old women too, but they're just, depending on what they're doing. You know what I mean?
I want to be a spy.
Yeah, spies. They're not fighters. They're talkers and listeners. That's basically what they are.
Well, like I said, they're trying to get info.
Yeah.
So basically, it's always better to get info in a way, like you said, where you're kind of ingratiating yourself into a scene where people are just like talking to you, because it's like they think that you're their buddy or their girlfriend or something like that.
Yeah.
And like you can get all kind of like fascinating information.
Yep.
Damon says, "Hello, this is a question for Tom and Jenny. What is the weirdest conspiracy theory you have heard of?" Wow, that's a long list. Weirdest conspiracy theory. Honestly, I don't know if this is that weird, but the whole like faked the moon landing thing, that's pretty weird.
Yeah, and it didn't happen. They didn't fake it.
Well, no, I know. But some people actually do think they did.
Yeah, it was easier to believe that they faked it, I think, for some people, but they didn't fake it. They made a movie about that called Capricorn 1.
I always kind of I don't know.
I've never seen it, but I heard about it.
I saw it a long time ago. I remember it being good.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot about it, though. But I kind of feel like the best conspiracy theories, like the weirdest ones, are from like a long time ago. Like the Hollow Earth kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like that kind of shit's always fascinating.
That wasn't really a conspiracy theory, though. That was
not
more
really
science fiction.
Yeah, I guess so. Although I guess some people actually did believe it, so.
Yeah, it was German. German stuff.
True. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what's the weirdest conspiracy theory?
Most of these conspiracy theories.
What, the lizard people one, where everybody's lizard people? That's pretty weird.
Yeah, if that's what he meant.
David Icke or Icky or whatever his name is.
I'm not really much into him. I haven't heard everything that he has said over the years.
He's a loon.
Who knows? Dude's trying to make money.
Yeah, I said either he's a loon or he's like, a weirdo for dollars.
Or it could be that he's trying to talk about organized crime, but he has to cloud what he's talking about in a veil of fucking insanity, so it has plausible deniability, so they won't come after him and kill him. They're not real humans, they're lizard people, because they're cold-hearted and they're filled with venom. Is this an allegory? You know what I mean?
I'm being symbolic, bitches.
Yeah, and that actually goes back to the Roman period also. If you spoke out against the fucking imperial family, all right, you would die. They'll kill you, okay? Couldn't speak out against... You really couldn't speak out too much against the Roman imperial gods. You could get killed too. But you could speak out against them in allegory because it was deniable. And that's really what the book of Revelation was about. It was a lot of allegory about Rome, Greece, the Carthaginian army. There's a bunch of shit that they were talking about at that time. So some of this mystic stuff that ended up in religions was actually kind of like double speak, Alex Jones style double speak, where it's mostly talking about politics, but they can't come out and say it. There wasn't freedom of speech back then, so you had to cloud it in allegory, symbolism. So was it a lie? No, it wasn't a lie. It was just probably incorrect. Especially in the book of Revelation, it's not a lie. It's just incorrect. And even the Eastern Roman Empire, the Eastern Orthodox Church, they don't have that in their New Testament revelations because they said it was a false prophecy. Jesus did not come back and destroy Rome. Rome converted to Christianity. So therefore Rome could not have been the whore of Babylon. Rome could not have been a creation of the Antichrist, because Rome converted to Christianity and brought Christianity to the world. So it all has to do with the way you're looking at it. But during the time of the writing of the book of Revelations, whoever wrote that was damning Rome. They're not even really sure when that was written. There's no date on it. Sometime after the fall of the temple in Jerusalem. Sometime during the time of Nero, because he's mentioned. The thing about wormwood being cast into the sea and destroying all the certain amount of fish in the boats, they're probably talking about Mount Vesuvius. So, but there's no date. It wasn't a lie, it was just wrong.
See, I mean, shit like that interests me, though, because I'm always kind of interested in these, like I said, all these biblical stories, mythological stories, because a lot of them are actually, it's interesting to see where they got the ideas from. Like I said, I can't remember the name of that series that we saw on YouTube like years ago, but it was that one where it was pointing out how a lot of the biblical stories were based on astrology, essentially.
Yeah.
And it was like, and the way that it lined up was like mind-blowing.
Yeah. What happened is a lot of the old gods from kind of like the Canaanite era got demoted into being kings or legendary people from the Bible. Like Esau. The description of Esau is the sun. And the description of certain... There's actually, and sometimes I gotta fucking dig it up. It's been a long time since I've read about it. Every one of those Old Testament patriarchs, there's a certain number of them, and it lines up with a certain amount of fucking, like the 12 signs of the zodiac, and each one of them fits the description of the zodiac signs.
Yeah, it's like disturbingly close.
Yeah, so what they've done is they've taken their old sciences and their old religions and recodified them. And and demoted them from gods into legendary patriarchs of the past. So I guess, so they're not erasing their old histories. They're not erasing their old religion. They're re-explaining it.
Yeah.
They're saying these gods that your ancestors believed in, they weren't wrong, or they weren't false gods. It's just that our understanding of them is wrong. This is what they really were. That's what they're doing.
Yeah. And like I said, that kind of shit fascinates me. All that kind of, like, how religions form, like mythologies form, all that kind of stuff is like really, really
Same
interesting.
thing with like Marvel Comics and DC Comics and Star Wars and everything. Everything, all these stories belong in genres. And as they continue, they get rebooted and recondensed and then reinterpreted, and then there's the extended universe, and then there's shit that's no longer canon. We're not gonna have fucking.
Yeah, it's absolutely no different.
It's exactly the same thing
than comic book lore, and I think people might think that's very funny,
right?
But it's not. It's exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
It's exactly the same because that's how people's brains work. That's how we tell stories.
Yeah.
So it's not denigrating religion or comic books.
Right.
Saying that those two things are exactly the same. They are exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's how we tell stories.
When people go see these Marvel movies, you know what I mean, and they just fucking love all this Marvel stuff, it's the same thing the ancients were doing with religions.
Yeah.
Exact same thing.
Exact same. Like I said, there's no difference at all.
They were paying to go to the temple to see reenactments and fucking drink weird alcohols that were mixed with drugs, and they'd fucking dance and fucking sing music and think about
hallucinate perhaps.
Yeah, and fucking talking about how badass Dionysus was. And then they're talking about, oh yeah, and fucking bring out the satyrs, you know what I mean, and bring out the fucking nymphs. Yeah, get it on, people. It was like a club scene too, and you pay, that's where all the money was. You had to pay to get in, and paying for services, and paying to get blessed, and paying to get forgiven for things that you did, or paying for wishes to be fulfilled, prayers and shit. And that's a huge industry. So it hasn't changed.
No, not at all. And I know that people might think that's weird, but that's like
same thing.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing. Marvel Extended Universe is exactly the same thing as the Bible, and
similar.
I'm gonna say it right there.
Yeah,
same exact thing.
They all then. Now, here in the West, we're almost post-religion. So we've gotten rid of a lot of these old religions and we're making up new ones. If you actually go through like German philosophies and, fucking Arthur Schopenhauer and Friedrich Nietzsche, and then you can go to Marx and all those other guys, and then you can even go into the fucking Nazis like Goebbels and shit. They'll tell you that there was an evolution to thinking, and it went from hero worship into legend, which went into religion, which went into philosophy, which evolved into politics. And that politics is a part of the religious spectrum. It's the newest form of it. And all of those European-style socialist philosophies, international socialism, national socialism, liberal socialism, whatever, they are all about making politics the national religion. Like Germany was the fatherland, that was the god. You know what I mean? And then you had the Fuhrer, who was the fucking savior. They're all replacing religious motif with motifs of the state. And the commies did the exact same thing, trying to make the perfect Soviet man, trying to bring equality and all this. Boy, they did some crazy ass ways of bringing equality. You're killing fucking huge swaths of your population, starving them to death, all kinds of weird shit. They're all bad forms of government. Government in itself is bad. It just is. It's always going to be abused. Which I'm just kind of like a neo-anarchist now. I don't believe in the powers of large states. I think they're all illegitimate. And they're all the ultimate form of religion, and they're the ultimate form of fucking organized crime, really. If you look at them, they're just organized crime. They just have assumed the mantle of fucking legitimacy. But they're all crooks. I believe in the individual and the individual's family and your individual rights to say no. That's what I believe in. We're going to let the chips fall where they may. We're going to see what happens. But utopian ideology always fails. Always. It failed with the Nazis. It failed with the commies. It's going to always fail. Because humans are not ants. This is not an ant colony. Humans were not made for this. That's why they want us dead, mostly. All those regimes always wanted to kill off people that didn't fit in. They would just call them different things, dirty people that fucking don't believe what we believe. We're going to have to put them in camps. And that's what they do. That's what they do. I don't trust them. I don't trust any of them. If you give somebody authority, he's going to fucking abuse it.
Somebody said we should do a show about JFK, the JFK conspiracy.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think when I was younger, I thought there was a big conspiracy about it, but the more I read about it, the less I think that that's the case.
It happened too long ago. It's very suspicious. It's suspicious.
I'm not saying there's not suspicious aspects to it. I just don't know if that's...
B. Harvey Oswald was connected with too many people that would have had motive. Especially the guys from the Free Cuba movement. He was working with them. And him marrying a Soviet woman and living in the Soviet Union for a certain period of time, but then being allowed to come back, that's just got the stink of fucking CIA all over it. And I do think he was a patsy. And I saw the film, and I understand the 6.5 Carcano rifle. It'd be real hard to fucking work that bolt action and make that many hits in that amount of time. I think there was more than one guy. I'm just saying that. Because that was a hard shot. And it was several hard hits on a moving target from that distance. With that little short 6.5 carbine with fucking iron sights. And you're talking about Oswald. Oswald, yeah, he was a qualified Marine marksman. Those are still hard shots, man. Even if he worked alone, I don't think he was alone.
Corinthian says how Pan became the devil. Yeah, that's kind of a big story about how a lot of the pagan gods, who were not evil by any stretch of the imagination, but once kind of Christianity took over, they sort of relegated a lot of the other gods to
Pan and the
demon
satyrs,
status.
Pan and the satyrs would be easy to repaint as evil under the Christian ethos because they were sexual, they drank a lot, and they liked women. And you know, that's the root of all evil from the viewpoint of the fucking Christian.
Women
and dudes chasing women and
worst.
drinking in those damn bars and trying to get your wood on these girls and shit. That's where all trouble comes from that.
Bars are
That's
awesome.
what they're talking about.
Bars are awesome.
Well, also the evolution.
Drinking's awesome.
The way Christianity evolved and the way it really was on the ground was very different from what people would have you believe today. You go through the histories of the medieval Europe, most of the church records will show that the church had a hard time convincing your average person to even listen to them.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the reason that most of this shit came about, because most people were like, man, fuck off with it.
Yeah.
So they had to come up with, like, new, better stories. It's all marketing.
Yeah.
All marketing.
Well, there was a lot of church stories that have come up, that have been passed down, you know, from, like, year 1100, 1300, where you got priests of the Catholic Church saying, these peasants are out of control. They're fucking each other and drinking on the work day inside the damn barns. You know, these girls.
Good for the peasants.
Yeah, these women are having fucking 5 and 6 kids out of wedlock, all with different men. You know, and they're unabashed with it. And they're all proclaiming that they're married, and it's out of fucking control. These people are fucking sinners. And they're not listening to us, and that's what most of it was. The church was mostly kind of ignored.
On the ground, yeah.
Yeah. Now, history culture today would tell you that they were totalitarian, that they oppressed people, and that it was all.
Well, they did, but I think it was
tried most of the time,
and a lot of it was kind of like spotty.
Yeah, it depended on where it was and what time they were trying. But the main body of humanity laughed them off. A lot of the shit that we live with today, in memory of the time, was kind of like the Reformation. All right, weird things. They started doing things that were weird even by those days. Most of the time, between peasants, a peasant just had to claim to be married to some girl and they were married.
It's not like anyone's gonna check.
They didn't give a shit. Yeah. It was weird when the church said, no, to get married you have to come to us. That was a fucking game changer. Now a peasant had to go to the church and pay them to get married, and then they had to give them documents proving that they were married, and that was some alien shit to these people. They were like, it took a while for that.
Well, because for a while they were just like, well, if you just said that and you set up a household and everyone was like agreed to it,
they were all living that's a marriage.
Then nobody worried about it.
Yeah, they didn't worry about that shit. Everything was common law.
Yeah.
You know. So the church started to weasel its way into things.
And they just wanted the cha-ching.
Yeah.
They just wanted to like pay for shit.
It really started to really weasel its way into every goddamn thing until the 1700s, which caused a lot of the fucking fragmentation and people running. Like the New World got basically fucking populated by people running from the churches because they were from different sects and they didn't want to fucking pay homage to those other sects. So it was better to get the fuck out, which helped expansion into the New World. All those Quakers and shit. The people that were colonizing the New England colonies, they weren't the normal religions of Europe. They were the ones that were kind of saying no.
Dissenters.
Yeah, they're Protestants. They're protesting. There's a lot of different kinds of protesters too. German ones and Dutch ones and different types of British ones, and which for me that's all great, man. Fucking you do you. You know what I mean? Don't listen to those. They were kind of against large organized religions because it was imperial. It was like federal or imperial religions, the Catholic Church.
Well, like I said, all they were really trying to do was take your money.
Yeah, they wanted your money and power.
Yeah.
They wanted you to pay them for permission. They wanted you to pay them to go to heaven. That's
that was a whole racket they had going there. Hey, come see Jesus' foreskin and give us all the money.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean you're going to heaven? How much money have you paid us to
give me a dispensation?
How much money have you paid us to free you of your sins? 0? Oh, well, you're going to hell.
Sorry.
The only way you're going to fucking heaven is if you pay us to forgive your sins.
Cough
Cha-ching.
it up.
Okay, now you go to heaven. You'll go to heaven now.
Like I said, it's a good scheme.
It's a grift.
It's like Scientology.
It's like everything. It's like everything.
Well, like I said, they're all kind of like that. They all just like want your fucking money.
Yeah, and make no mistake, these politicians and these corporations are like that too. They're just like that.
Gramthars Hammer says, "Trust me when I say the government is too incompetent to pull off a grand conspiracy." Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm more of like the person like that's why I don't worry too much about conspiracies or these big worldwide kind of things. I'm like, people are too stupid to pull that off.
Yeah, but there are powerful people trying to make stupid
There are,
shit. It's
but
just that will never really get any grip or traction in reality on the ground.
That's why I don't worry about
I've been in big military units before. What a general says rarely ever happens on the ground. It's just, you know what I mean? By the time it trickles down...
Anybody that's worked in a medium to large size corporation...
knows that it never actually happens.
No.
Yeah.
Everybody's just like, yeah, there's people that are supposedly running shit.
Yeah, and they're kind of pretending to run.
They don't know how to do anything because they've never worked in, like, doing actual things.
Yeah.
So everyone just kind of ignores them.
Yeah, and they're also trying to justify...
Or just kind of, like, works around.
Yeah.
They're like, well, we'll do this, like, to make them happy, but we're not really going to do this other thing. And that's just how shit works. It's just, like, everything is, like, working around the stupid people that don't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
You know?
That's just no experience.
That's just kind of how... Oh, my God.
And for those of you people who think the military is super competent, no, I served in it. The higher you go up the chain of command, the more the incompetence gets worse. The worst ones are the generals. That's just where they hide their fucking... That's where the rich people send their flunky sons.
Well, like I said, companies are like that too. Like usually it's kind of like, what do they call that? The Peter principle? Where you go high enough in the company where you're like kind of like... how does it go? You get to the point where you're just like you're incompetent. It's not killing anybody, but it's not like doing anything useful either. That's just kind of where you get to. Tammy's saying, yeah, women and their hysterical uteri. I know, or like we're the fucking worst. We're the cause of all the problems in the world. Danny Rolling Ghostface says, Huska or Hauska Castle would make for a good paranormal show topic as well. Honestly, I have put that in the Patreon poll like 3 or 4 times and it never wins. But we'll get around to it eventually because I'll keep putting it in the poll every week or two.
Talking about paranormal, I got a message from a subscriber. A pretty big podcast talked about Mountain Poltergeist last night. I can't listen to it. I don't have the app. But they were talking about my case right along with the what which one was it? It wasn't.
Was it Enfield or?
It wasn't Enfield.
Amityville.
It wasn't Amityville. It was the Exorcist case.
Oh, the
Exorcist, the girl,
Roland Doe or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
It was a boy.
The
It wasn't a
boy.
girl. Yeah.
The boy that had the poltergeist. And they loved the book evidently. And I gave word back, says we don't really have time to track them down, but if they approach us and want us to come on as a guest, we'd be more than happy to be there. If they set it up, we'd have to set up the fucking what you call it.
Well, I can Skype them.
You can Skype and everything
like that. It's because I've done that.
But we're so busy around here, you know what I mean? They actually gotta want us to be on before.
Well, after Halloween is over, I think maybe it won't be quite as busy. I just kind of feel like, I mean, the week of Halloween, I can't even imagine nowadays. I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm going to do like an extra movie review for every day of October.
Yeah.
What the fuck was I thinking? Because just doing these extra movie reviews the week of Halloween is kicking my ass.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing it. I only have I've recorded all but one, so I still have one more to do. But I did the one for tomorrow already, so that's going up tomorrow. But I mean, I'm having fun doing them, but I'm just like, man, this is a lot of work. And honestly, too, the book review that I was supposed to do this week, I was supposed to do House of Leaves because I started rereading it. But then yesterday, I said to myself, oh my God, I am never going to finish this in time to put the thing up. So what I decided to do was I have a shorter book that was sent to me by a publisher. And so I'm going to do a review of that instead and then push House of Leaves back another week because there's no way I'm going to finish it in time and I don't want to rush.
The subscriber who reported it to me was David Craig. I want to thank you, David. The show is called Astonishing Legends. The true story behind The Exorcist Part 1 on Stitcher.
Okay, well, there you go.
Astonishing Legends.
Yeah, it's Roland Doe or Ronnie Mannheim or something like that. I don't know what the kid's real name is, but that's because he's always gone under a pseudonym. But yeah, that was the story that the Exorcist was based on. And what's his face that wrote the book? God damn it. Oh my God, it just went right out of my head. William Peter Blatty. He actually read an article about that kid, and it was a boy. Like I said, it wasn't a girl. But I think it happened in the 40s, right? 1949? I want to say. I think it was 1949. And that was what gave him the idea for the novel of The Exorcist. It was like a boy. Damon also says, thanks for answering. You're welcome. Another question for Tom and Jenny. Have you ever read The Protocols of the Elders of Zion? I haven't, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of it. That'd be hard to find.
It's a hoax is what it is. It's not what it's purported to be. Because I remember reading a lot of stuff about it, although I've never actually read the actual thing. But
I can't comment. I've never read it. I don't know anything about it. I just know that it was supposed to be something that I mean, I don't know if the Nazis claimed that it was real and saying that it was a real.
They did, but it's not
thing that was to overthrow the Western fucking world and everything. I don't know anything about it.
It's fake.
I'll tell you this. I mean,
they thought it was real though.
They probably did. When I was in the army, I went to Israel. I had a good time there, and the Israelis were fucking some of the fucking best soldiers I ever fucking worked with. Some of those dudes who were fucking working in some of those areas, like fucking what was the name of that fucking place? Oh shit, not Jericho. I don't remember what it was. Khyber Pass. No, it wasn't Khyber. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The problem with a lot of these neo-Nazi type dudes is, and this is a problem really with everybody, really, is that you cannot treat people as monolithic. Not all Jewish people are the same. They got them of different political bends.
Well, like I said, not all everybody.
They're not all the same. Do they have Jewish communists? Yeah, they got Jewish communists. A lot of the early communists were Jews. But not every Jewish person is a communist. What are you talking about? They got guys on the right and the left and fucking, you know what I mean? They're a diverse people. So just because you have some Jewish guys who are communists and promote that doesn't mean that all Jews are communists. That's
well, I mean, that should go without saying.
Yeah, but they got people that don't think that way. You know what I mean? They're saying, well,
it's easy, and I see this a lot. I see this a lot. That what X group that isn't like me, all of them are the same.
Yeah, right.
And that is never ever the case.
No,
it's always, but just approach people as individial people.
Not with black people, white people.
Please do not generalize about anybody.
They are all. Here's something else. The there are people that are saying that, well, we're all the same. Well, if you start thinking that we're all the same, then the next thing you know, you can think like that. Oh, well, if we're all the same, then those people are like this, and they're all the same. No. We are all different. Life will be a lot easier for you if you start thinking of people.
But see,
we're all different because everyone is an individual.
Well, I think people misinterpret when people say something like, "Oh, everyone's all the same." They don't mean, "Oh, everyone's all the same and they should all be treated like Harrison Bergeron type of shit."
Yeah.
They mean everyone should be treated
like
with the same respect. Yeah. That's what they mean.
That's what they mean.
When I say that, that's like shorthand for just treat everybody like a fucking human being, you motherfucker. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't mean literally everyone's the same because obviously that is not true.
But you got people that are, look, the average person is 100 IQ. Okay? If you say everybody's the same, then what you're telling them is that everybody thinks like me. And if they don't think like me, then there's something wrong with them because everybody's supposed to be the same. It's not a good way to go through life. Everybody's different. Everybody is an individual. Treat every person as an individual, and your relationship with them is your relationship and them. You don't bring other people into it. It's not, you know what I'm talking about? That's how I look at things. Everything is on, you treat each person according to their character and who they are.
Well, yeah, and I think that was one of the things, like, and we maybe, like, brought this up a little bit, like, tangentially, like, on the incel show. I think the problem that a lot of those incel-type dudes have is they see women as a monolith.
It's a monolith. That's a problem.
Women do this.
Right.
They all act like this. I'm like, obviously, that is not the case.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Right.
You know, and that's obviously true of everybody. So I don't like approaching people as though they're all the same or, you know, all people like this act like this. I mean, obviously that is going to blow up in your face.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you know, people probably heard me say I don't like those dudes from the fucking Frankfurt School and shit. They say, oh, well, he's anti-Semitic. Those are all Jewish guys. Wait, yeah, but fuck, I like John Milius. He's my favorite fucking director. And me and fucking Milius could fucking hang out. John Milius, Ariel Sharon, fucking Michael Malice, you know what I mean? I like fucking certain kinds of dudes. I don't really care what their ethnic backgrounds are. There's a certain kind of dude I respect. There's another kind of dude I don't respect, you know? Because I just don't like the way they think. I don't like what they believe in. But, you know what I mean? So I'm looking at people based upon who they are and how they are. That, you know, life is a lot easier when you go through it that way.
Just like I said, approach everyone as though they're a human being because they are.
They're all individuals.
You know, like I said, it shouldn't need to be said.
There are no monolithic people.
But apparently it does.
Yeah, like, you know, fucking might be some black dude, I don't like you, Ross, because you're white. Like all white people are the same. There are white dudes I can't fucking stand. You know what I mean? So, no, we're not all the same.
I mean, you know, that's
same shit.
Right. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
One thing I was gonna say before I forget, and before I get too drunk to pronounce anything, we got another present.
Yeah,
you guys. This is a place called Concept Cafes or Concept Coffees, and this here is an espresso called Demon Sway.
Yeah.
And this right here is, I didn't realize, but they are local to Florida, Winter Park.
Yeah, so we're sponsoring them right now, talking about this coffee. This coffee does look good. Unfortunately, we just got it. We haven't tried it yet, but when we try it, we'll.
But yeah, I mean, it's got dark chocolate, almond, and citrus in it. Yeah. So I'm all about those flavors. And I'm really excited to try this. Yeah, I got a message on Facebook, and they were like, hey, you want some bag of our coffee? And I was like, fuck yeah, are you kidding me? I love coffee. Yeah. But yeah, and I didn't realize that they were Winter Park. Shit, man, I used to live in Winter Park. I had an apartment in Winter Park a couple years ago before we moved in together. That's only like a few miles from here. So yeah, conceptcafes.com. Go check it out. They have like some nice coffees. I'm going to have some of that tomorrow morning because it's Saturday. But you keep talking because I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah. And then Zach jumps in. Fucking, I forgot about this. Zach jumps in talking about how hot Jewish guys are. Yeah, Zach's a real. He's a real fan of them Jewish guys. I think he dates Jewish guys, gay Jewish guys. Dermot's going Gaza, Ramallah. No, I think now that I think about it, I think it was Jericho. I ran into some paratroopers and they were serving. I believe it was in Jericho. It was met them at a yacht club in Eilat, Israel. I was there for a couple of days. It was me and some other dudes. We were there on the MFO mission. multinational force observers. We were this kind of like a UN-backed mission enforcing the peace treaty between Israel and Egypt that Carter set up. And no, we had a good time in Israel, man. Fucking Israel had fucking really good clubs, good music. This is back in the 90s. Alcohol was good, food was good. They had dietary laws. Like we went to Pizza Hut. I tried to get pepperoni, and they looked at me. Oh no, we don't have any kind of pork here. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. So you could only get, and you couldn't get any beef with cheese because that violated a dietary law. And I says, you can't get beef with cheese. Like, no, we can't serve cows cooked in their mother's own milk. And I was just like, I never looked at it that way. That's silly, but I never looked at it that way. But actually, later I found
that's very specific.
Yeah, it turned out they were. I think it equated to witchcraft, really, back in the old days. But then they moralized it.
Well, a lot
so if you wanted cheese on your pizza, it had to be with shrimp.
I don't have a problem.
Or it had to be vegetables.
I don't have a problem with that.
So that's what
you can put shrimp on my pizza all day long.
Shrimp. So we had that.
Or just vegetables. That's fine.
There's a lot of good Israeli food though. Oh, we did Egypt too, and also Sinai Peninsula. But out of those 3 zones, man, Eilat and fucking Tel Aviv. And where else was that we went in Egypt, or excuse me, in Israel? It was all good. The clubs were fucking great. And there was some kind of alert going on at the time. And we went to this fucking rave club, and they had girls out there, fucking just scantily clad, tube top hotties, out there dancing, and they had fucking M16s and fucking M16s and I think and Uzis fucking strapped on their back with pouches of ammo just in case, because they had certain alert statuses. They were all reservists and National Guard. People think, oh man, you can't have people with automatic weapons and fucking bars and shit. Oh my god, it'd be a bloodbath. Just go to Israel. Fucking guns everywhere. Guns and alcohol being mixed, and fucking teenagers and shit. It was just normal. Just felt like fucking Mississippi heaven. It was like being in the South.
Kinda.
No, they wouldn't even do that in the South.
Probably not.
Wouldn't even do that in the
South.
South.
Because they would be like, yeah, can we...
Like, oh, you can't be in the fucking disco with a fucking Uzi on your back. You could in Israel.
And I can't believe, like, how fucking loud the wind is outside. It seems... I don't know if... I'm just because we're on the second floor. I don't know. It's just very, very weird.
Yeah. Israel have funny breakfast, though.
See, okay, can I say, like I said, I'm really interested in food history, but I'm really interested specifically in why certain foods are acceptable breakfast foods and certain foods aren't, and it's different across cultures. You know what I mean?
They had bagels.
And that's really, really interesting to me.
Bagels.
Okay, bagels, that's fine.
Poached eggs.
Okay, fine.
Fish.
A little weird, but okay.
Yeah, they were putting different kinds of salted fish and poached fish on the bagels.
Well, that's like they do it like lox.
Black lox.
Yeah,
it's like that.
That's not weird.
I think they had spinach for breakfast. This was 1993,
weird, but
when I was there. 1993. I'm trying to think what else they had. All of it was in steam tables, and it was all kind of watery. But this is fucking hotel breakfast, so you're not talking about the best breakfasts you can get.
Yeah, you know.
You know what I'm talking about? And there was stuff like, they were drinking stuff like yogurt and tea, and fucking, they had coffee and soft drinks, not and you know, it was good. It was good. It's just their tastes were a little different than American tastes. Nothing really spicy. Like,
well, I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't eat really spicy shit ever because it fucks my stomach up. But I especially can't eat it first thing in the morning.
I can.
Man.
Oh, fuck, I can.
If I did that, but honestly, I can't even really eat until noonish.
Yeah.
Because even like I get up in the morning and I have a couple cups of coffee, and then my stomach's just like, bruh, are we really doing this? I can't really eat, so it's just kind of like, you know what I mean? I love breakfast food though, and Mango is bringing up something about cake. Yeah, I do kind of feel like we can't really judge because in the United States, some countries would argue that we just eat dessert for breakfast.
Oh, they're full of shit.
Because if you just eat a donut, I mean, that's obviously like a piece of cake.
That's not truly breakfast. A donut is not breakfast.
Well, I know that. I'm
Yeah.
not going to eat a donut. Well,
No.
I have done, but I get it. Donuts, pancakes, waffles.
Been all
It's
over the
very
world.
sugary. I get it.
I've been all over the world.
And even some of the muffins they sell over here are basically like cake.
Been all over the world. The best breakfasts in the world are American or British, which are very similar. And then right behind that,
Yeah, I want some fucking eggs, motherfucker.
yeah, right behind that would be a Brazilian breakfast. But it's very different than our breakfast. Their breakfast is like French bread with real butter, fresh fruit, coffee, and orange juice.
See, that's
That's
good.
the breakfast.
I mean, I've eaten that before with just
Yeah.
like just bread and butter and
Right.
fruit and
They
coffee. That's
very
that's
rarely ever have anything like eggs or bacon with it. It's just bread and fruit and juice and coffee.
Yeah, that's
which
fine.
it works fine. Now Brazilians will translate right over into American breakfast. They like that too. They get it. They get it immediately. They're like, okay, yeah. You know. Now I like a redneck breakfast. That's where you take some pancakes and you put eggs on them and bacon in the middle and you cut it and you pick it up, you eat it like a sandwich and you're dipping it in the fucking, dipping it in syrup, maple syrup. I haven't done that in a long time.
Honestly, I love pancakes and waffles and stuff. I love all that breakfast food.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, like, my stomach can't take eating it in the morning.
Yeah.
I like that for dinner
Yeah.
or the middle of the night after I've been drinking. It's good then.
When we were in the Army,
Not in the morning, though.
we would try to get in and out of breakfast chow hall as soon as we can so we could get back and get another fucking hour of sleep before fucking, the duty day started. And we would run in and get an omelet, order the omelet, they'd cook you the omelet, they'd give you the omelet, and you get two fucking things or one, depending on how big the fucking pancake was. If it was one big pancake, you get one big pancake, put the omelet in the pancake, put syrup and butter on it, and then roll it up like a burrito and walk right out of the fucking chow hall eating it. An omelet rolled up in a pancake.
See, like I said,
Syrup.
the drunker I get, the more delicious that sounds.
Yeah, it was fucking
But
great.
first thing in the morning,
Yeah.
my stomach can't face it.
Yeah.
I have a hard time eating.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can have coffee
Yeah.
and maybe a bowl of oatmeal.
Yeah.
But I can't. I love breakfast food, and I love the idea of like
Yeah.
a massive breakfast, like eggs and
Yeah.
grits and pancakes and shit. It's like I always want that, but I can't eat it in the morning. My
Yeah.
stomach can't take it. I have to eat it like in the middle of the night. This is why, like, if we go to Mannequins or something like that, like on the way home, we always go to IHOP, because even that one time when it was closed, but we still walked in.
Yeah.
We should have made our own fucking shit. But yeah, so I like the idea of it. It's just my stomach can't take it before about noon or so. But it's kind of, it is what it is. Honestly, yesterday you made me a burger with a fried egg on it, and I was very happy about
pretty good,
that.
yeah. I had it too.
It was very good. I love a fried egg on a burger, gotta say.
Lily said you look cute.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bees
Like I
Nest,
said,
Bees Nest, he's back. He's not doing so good.
shit, man, you all right?
3 days ago, he had a surgery with his mouth. They took out some jawbone. Now
Jesus
his neck's
Christ.
swollen 3 times. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, he's all swollen up. Looks like he got a double chin. So I guess you didn't make it to Mexico then. See, we're waiting to see on when we're getting paid. See, we're both on that VA retirement, and my money didn't come and his money didn't come. So he might have to go Monday.
Well, you gotta wait till Monday.
Might have to go to.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like sometimes it's always awkward, like when the first falls right around a weekend.
Yeah.
You're never entirely sure. Am I going to get the money on Friday or am I going to get it on Monday?
I think it'll be there I think it'll be there midnight.
Well, if you check after midnight,
I think it'll be there maybe
tonight, maybe.
Yeah,
because, like I said, the
probably.
first is on. I can't believe Halloween is already.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been so busy that I haven't really got a chance to like enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That bums me out. Halloween's my favorite. Oh well. It's always next year. But you know. Yeah, like I said, I was trying to think of, because it's not actual Halloween, but it's like, you know, Friday before Halloween, and it's kind of like the Sidetracks show. So I was kind of like, well, I feel like I should probably dress up, but I didn't have time to like go whole hog with it.
Yeah.
Then I remembered I had this dress, and I was like, well, I guess I could just do Wednesday Addams. That'd be super easy.
Jay Bird's in there going, he's agreeing with me about all the free stuff, the jelly and the hot sauce. Yeah. Yeah. If you ever go to awards, then you got to be a real redneck to go to fucking awards. You go to awards and you get you a fucking sausage biscuit. And while you're in there, you fucking hit it with that Louisiana hot sauce. and put a whole packet of that fucking jelly, grape jelly, on top of the sausage. It gives you that spicy, sweet, and spicy glaze. It's like ham glaze or something.
Yeah, I get it.
It's free.
It's not my favorite, but I get it. I'm not going to put a hot sauce on anything because then I'm just going to get heartburn. But you know what I mean?
It's good.
My digestion's
Put it back in
fucked.
the biscuit. I haven't made a biscuits in a long time.
Honestly, I would argue, and like I said, the drunker I get, the more like breakfast food. This is one thing I always said, like downtown Orlando, because we'd always be like out drinking at, you know, iBar or Barbarella's as it's called now, used to be called. And so we're there, and I'm just kind of like, why doesn't somebody open a 24-hour breakfast place like right across the street? I know there's a taco place over there. Yeah. There used to be a Chinese place. I'm like, all I want when I'm drunk is fucking eggs and like breakfast food, and nobody has that. So it's almost kind of like, so we'd usually have to like drive all the way back home, and then we'd have to go through McDonald's, and then we'd get, like I'd get a sausage egg McMuffin or whatever, because that's what I always wanted. But then they stopped doing breakfast after midnight or whatever. And I was kind of like, what? I have to get a burger now? Fuck this shit. Yeah. I wanted eggs. God damn it. They fucked me over. They fucked me over. But at least we have IHOP now.
So last night we watched Amityville Horror.
We just bought it on Blu-ray at FYE the other day.
$4.99.
Yeah.
And
I love Amityville Horror.
It's still a good movie, but it's so funny how a movie that's so simple, there's not a whole lot to it. A movie that was so simple was so influential in the 70s and the 80s. That movie scared the shit out of us.
I mean, it was a massive fucking cultural phenomenon. Yeah. I mean, it was mostly like because of the book, which I also read the book, by the way. I had checked the book out of the library when I was a kid because I was all into that shit, even when I was little. Yeah. The Jay Anson book. And, you know, just like everybody else, you know, I was a little kid. And I totally bought into it. Oh my God, this shit really happened. Holy shit.
Yeah.
And then I think I saw the movie. I didn't see it in the theater because I was only 7 when it came out in the theater. I think I saw it on cable a year or two later. So I was only 8 or 9 when I saw it. That scared the fucking shit out of me. Holy crap. But you know what scared me the most? The opening scene with Ronnie DeFeo shooting all his family members.
Yeah.
That freaked me out so bad. And like I said, that could really happen. That's like not even well, that did really happen. So that's not paranormal. So that freaked me out. The dream that that what's his face has where he's axing his wife to death. She has a dream, right? She has the dream where where he axed the little girl and then he kills her with an axe. That scared the shit out of me. The only paranormal thing that scared me in that was the Jody thing. Yeah. Like looking out the window and seeing the red eyes, because I don't know if I ever brought this up before, but when I was a little kid, I mean little enough that me and my little brother, who's how much younger is he than me? I think he's 4 years younger. And we were in like bunk beds. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night and looking out the window, and there was legit, and I'm not even making this up, there was a pair of red eyes outside the window. Okay? And I screamed my fucking head off.
Think it was a cat?
I don't know. My dad went outside with a rifle and everything. Yeah. And he couldn't find anything.
He was asleep.
Oh, it was probably like a raccoon. No, I was awake. Yeah. And I'd been awake for a little while. I was just kind of like, whatever. And I looked out the window. I was like, oh my God, holy shit. So, so I made him go outside and my dad go outside with a gun and everything. Like, right. He said, well, maybe it was a raccoon or whatever. But I don't know if I had seen Amityville Horror at that point. But so, I don't know. But that shit really traumatized me, that whole red eyes outside the window thing.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I got up to like 13 or 14 and was always kind of not really wanting to look outside a window at night, especially when I was down in Mississippi. It was dark outside. Yeah. Because you might see some eyes looking back at you. You might see Jason with that damn bag on his head looking back at you. Something like that.
See, you never know.
Didn't really want to look outside the window when it's dark.
Even nowadays and shit, man, I'm almost 50 at this point. Yeah. You know, you get up in the middle of the night to pee, as you do more often as you get older. And
thanks for informing that.
No, I'm just saying. Okay. And so you get up, and it's like, even now I'm kind of like, well, I'm just going to like not look out the window. Because you never know if somebody might be like...
out.
fucking looking.
I don't. If it's dark inside. If it's dark inside and it's dark outside, look out. It's when it's light inside and you can't.
Yeah, and you can't see outside.
That's yeah.
And honestly, I'm not really that bothered nowadays because, like, you know, we're on the second floor. So I'm like, well, if some motherfucker's outside now, like a face outside now, that shit's paranormal because he's floating. So, you know, so it's, you know, a lot less scary, I guess. So it's like, well, it's just a ghost. It's probably fine. But, you know, I don't know. It's just like, so that kind of, I don't know, that bothered me. And I was like watching it again last night because I said, there's one scene in Amityville Horror where... right where James Brolin is starting to go like batshit, and he's coming back to the house with the axe, right? Like he's gonna axe his whole family or whatever he's doing, and he looks up in the daughter's window and sees Jody, and I'm always kind of like, I've seen this movie a million times, and they're always kind of like, well, Jody's like a big pig creature, right? But I'm always trying to get a handle on. I can never see it clearly. I need to pause it.
I looked at it. It was just 2 red circles.
No, like I'm talking about the later, not when Margot Kidder sees the eyes. When he's looking up in the window and he's like, "What the fuck?" And you can see something moving in the window.
It's a pig.
And I was trying to see pig. I'm like, I'm not reading pig. It's like I'm not really.
It's just its face.
What is it?
I think it's the face.
I couldn't see what it was. Yeah. I gotta pause it and see like fucking.
Well, you can probably see it online.
I guess. Peggy is asking, have we ever seen Black Christmas? Yes, I've seen it many, many times. Black Christmas is actually an awesome movie. Very, very early slasher film. Not the first slasher film. That would probably be Bay of Blood, a.k.a. Twitch of the Death Nerve, which was an Italian movie. But the first probably, you know, it's Canadian, but I don't know. This is 1974, so it's like 4 years before Halloween. And it had kind of all the same tropes as Halloween. I quite like Black Christmas, actually. Margot Kidder's in that too.
Yeah, I was talking about.
She's my favorite character.
I was sitting there admiring Margot Kidder last night, and Jenny. I said, Jenny, she looks so slutty. It's just something slutty.
Tom can't put his finger on it, but it's like there's always some. That's why he really digs Margot Kidder, because there's always. I get what you're saying though.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it either. She does kind of look slutty.
She seems like she's gonna pass you a joint and then jump on your dick. She's just gonna jump.
That's the vibe she gives off.
Yeah.
She does.
That's what she seems like.
And I can't explain. And I'm not even a dude. I can't explain it either.
She's gonna.
But I totally know what you're talking about.
She's gonna give you a joint, and then she's gonna turn around, and then fucking when she comes back out of the room, she's gonna be fucking half dressed in some kind of real see-through nightie.
Yeah.
From the '70s, one of those. And then she's just gonna jump on your dick. And she's gonna think it's funny. You know what I'm talking about? That's what it's like. She's just like a slut.
She does look, well, honestly, like...
In a good way.
Yeah. And I'm not saying because, you know, when I was in school, like, I knew some girls in high school that were, like, friends of mine, and there is some kind of, like, indefinable quality about some girls. Like, some girls just seem... They might not have been slutty in reality, but they just came across as slutty, whether they meant to or not. It was just kind of like, they had slutty energy.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's
slutty energy.
Yeah, it's like the positive slutty.
Yeah, and I'm not, and like I said, I'm not denigrating.
Not slut shaming.
No,
it's just like slut power.
Sluts are awesome.
It's like slut power.
Sluts are awesome.
Yeah.
She had like Margot Kidder, and I noticed this a lot more when we were watching Amityville Horror last night. Like I said, I've seen it a million times. She has that thing where, and like I said, I'm not shitting on her. I promise. I love Margot Kidder. What is up with her upper lip and her teeth?
Skinny.
Well, the thing about it is, like, when she talks, she almost seems like... Did she used to have braces?
I don't know.
Because she talks like someone that used to have braces and thinks they still have braces. You know what I'm saying?
She had a real thin upper lip.
Like, she doesn't close her mouth all the way. Like, when she talks, it's, like, really... I don't think I ever noticed it until we were watching the movie last night, and I'm like, what is that about? You know what I mean? She has like a really thin upper lip, which, like I said, that's fine. But it's like, it seemed like she doesn't close her mouth all the way, like when she says some consonants or vowels. And it's like, and it's very, very strange. I didn't notice it as much in Superman, but I noticed it in Amityville Horror. She's also in a great movie called Sisters, if you guys haven't seen that. It's Brian De Palma, right?
Yeah, she's good in that.
Yeah, she plays twins.
She's also really good in that one horror movie. Isn't that Black Christmas?
Black Christmas.
Yeah.
She's my favorite character in that. Olivia Hussey's great in it too. Olivia Hussey's like the final girl, but
she plays the ultimate '70s girl in Black Christmas.
Yeah, she plays like super slutty. Yeah, she's awesome in that. I fucking love her.
I was talking about Like all the little babysitters, like Kimmy and shit. They were girls like that. That's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Walking around and fucking, they were, just talking about fucking smoking weed or whatever, and then just drinking and shit. They were like that. And it was just like, it's like something that you used to see back in the 70s. It wasn't definable.
Well, I mean,
the moral system wasn't fucking totally, I think it was leftovers from the 60s.
And the thing about those type of girls as well, those type of women,
natural. It was California.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's like I'm sure like dudes like them as well, but like girls also like them too because it's like they're fun to hang out with.
Yeah,
you could get in all kind of trouble.
Yeah, they were yeah, but they weren't bad. They were bad.
No,
they were just like regular people.
That's what I mean. That's why it's like I like reclaim the word slut. That's not a bad word.
Yeah,
it's not bad to be a slut.
No,
sluts are awesome. We love sluts.
They were kind of like guys in a certain way, but in a good way. Maybe not really like guys. It just, I think it was. There were a lot of them like that in California in the 70s. I grew up around a lot of them. They were kind of like dominant females in a certain way, but they weren't bossy. They were real femmy in a way, but
I like
they
them
were about having fun.
Well, I like them. I like people like that because they're kind of more like natural and not like no bullshit.
No, they told the truth. They would.
And I like no bullshit.
Yeah, it's exactly what that's a good way to put it. No bullshit.
Yeah,
they would tell you the truth,
men or women.
Right. Fucking, if she saw some dude she wanted to hit it, she'd fucking tell her, "I'm gonna hit that." If he was an asshole, he's an asshole. You know what I mean? It's just they told the truth.
Like I said, I can vibe with people of whatever gender that are just honest.
Yeah.
I like people that are like honest. I like people that are vulnerable. They're not like afraid to say embarrassing things about themselves. They're self-aware. I like people like that. So I kind of feel like, I don't know, maybe that's something that, that I kind of like relate to with that type of people. Mango said Margot is the ultimate Lois Lane.
I said that.
You said that last night too while we were watching it.
Yep.
It was crazy watching Amityville Horror again after this time because
I can't really picture anybody else as Margot Kidder, or excuse me, as
Lois Lane.
Than Margot Kidder.
There have been other Lois Lanes, but
they never quite.
She really does seem to be. I mean, when I think Lois Lane, I always think of her. I know there's been other ones.
The thing is, because you nailed it. She was no bullshit. She was not bullshit.
Well, yeah, there didn't seem to be. There was no artifice. No artifice. I think that's what I like about her. She seemed very organic.
Yeah.
And very naturalistic. She seemed like that was kind of like her real personality coming through.
I think it was. She had mental problems, though, and she was a bad alcoholic. She didn't make it long, but...
I know, but...
there's no...
what are you going to do? Everybody has their demons,
I think, in essence, that's the way she was. It was like that.
I think that's why I always kind of, like, connected with her, because that seemed like she wasn't entirely acting. That was just her. You know what I mean?
She got cast in that because that's the way she was, I think.
One of the best scenes, and I think I said something about this to you. Stephen King commented on this too, like in Dance Macabre. In that one scene where James Brolin comes in and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" And she's in there doing stretching or yoga or whatever she's doing, and it's like she's got a flower in her hair, and like a man's shirt kind of, but it's like open, so her boobies are hanging out, and then she has one. It's not a stocking. It's almost like a leg warmer.
Yeah, it's a leg warmer.
But it's like a whole leg.
Yeah.
Normally, leg warmers are kind of like scrunchy, and they're
leg warmers were hot in the 70s.
But it's weird. I was like, I don't know. It almost kind of like took me out of it because I'm like, what would compel you to just put one on?
Being on camera. Being on camera.
Because the fact that she just had one on, I was kind of like, that's a little weird. Why? Like
This is film.
Thinking as a girl, I'm kind of like, in what situation?
Playboy.
Yeah.
Playboy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's so we're kind of coming at it from a male gaze perspective.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because it's like a woman. It's like I'm gonna dress myself to do my nightly yoga stretches or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put on a man's shirt and leave it open so my tits are hanging out. Okay, fine. I'm gonna put a flower in my hair just cause, and I'm gonna put on a leg warmer and put it all the way up, but only one.
Well, it might have been seduction.
But she didn't. But then it was. Well, see, I thought that too.
Might have been seduction.
But then, like, he comes up and she like acts surprised that he's there. So I don't know if that was like some like weird role playing.
She'd be a coy.
That's it must have been that. Yeah. Oh, I didn't see you there.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were coming up here.
It's all set.
I have one leg warmer on.
I will attest.
I love it.
Gramthars is in there. Fucking, we grew up in the fucking same generation and shit. Fucking, we're as boys, you fucking come across fucking playboys from the fucking 70s, and fucking most of the issues those bitches had fucking leg warmers on, and yeah, they'd have one or two or one, and they're fucking man. Playboy was art, man.
Bitch, I had leg warmers.
The girls pretending doing a shootout. Or doing it, not a shootout, what do you call it?
A shootout. Pew, pew, pew.
Doing a shoot. doing a photo shoot. Pretending like they're doing ballet. Bitch, you're not doing ballet. Come on. This is a fucking Playboy photo shoot. You know what I mean? It's just the way it was. It was theatrics.
I mean, okay.
Theatrics.
I mean,
it goes back to the 40s pinup stuff.
Well, yeah.
They were doing it too. They had one stocking on, the other hand, the other stocking.
Like, okay.
Taking it off.
Like you mansplain.
It's male fantasy.
Intellectually, I know that.
It's male fantasy.
But it's like, to me, as a woman, it's funny because I'm trying to like picture the situation where, in the context of the movie, in the context of a normal family life, that you would put on that combination of clothing.
Another thing that you must realize.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, let me mansplain some shit to Jenny.
All right.
Back in the 70s. A horror movie, okay, were targeted towards the male audience.
Oh my God, he's gonna mansplain about horror movies to me.
Jenny was one of the few girls from the new generation that was watching those things. So
yes,
horror movie was synonymous for fucking titties. Back in the day, every one of them.
Yeah, they all had.
Friday the 13th, boy. Woo! Friday the 13th, part 2. Part 2 and part 3.
If you've been watching my Eek Week series, bitch, tomorrow I'm doing Night of the Demons.
Yeah.
All kind of titties in that one.
Yeah.
Linnea Quigley titties.
Yo, she's fucking hot. Yeah. She still looks nice.
Well, I was going to say bush, but she actually has a shaved bush in this one. We do get to see her ass and her vagina in this one.
She was a stripper that could act. They put her in movies. You know?
I met her once at a horror convention.
Yeah.
She seems like, man, I want to go out and drink with that bitch. She seems like a hell of a lot of fun.
Man, in Return of the Living Dead, remember when she did the fucking scene on top of the gravestone with all the zombies and shit?
Yeah, that's famous.
That was like, man, her level of physical fitness was fucking super
And I was
going
to say Night of the Demons, which I'm not going to spoil too much of it because I'm going to put the review up tomorrow. But there's a scene in that that's almost as famous.
Yeah.
Involving her boob.
Yeah.
So...
She was in great shape. How old was she during Night of the Living Dead, you think?
Return of the Living Dead?
Return of the Living Dead, maybe 30?
No, she was mid-20s.
Mid-20s?
Because I think that when she did Night of the Demons, which came out in 1988, she said that she was 26 or 27 when she did that.
Yeah.
So I think Return of the Living Dead came out in 85, so she was probably like a year or two younger.
As far as I know, she never got ugly. She was hot way into her old age. I mean,
she's still hot.
She's still hot.
I saw her at a horror convention probably like 4 or 5 years ago, and she didn't really look all that different.
Yeah.
And honestly, I saw her on a documentary about Night of the Demons, and I'm not really sure how old that documentary was. It wasn't that old. And she looks older, obviously, but she doesn't really look that much different.
I mean, no, what else is funny is fucking look at Cassandra Peterson. She's, 73, 72?
Man, we just saw her.
Amazing.
Like I said, I saw her on fucking that Entertainment Tonight or whatever that show is. We were like at Burger King, and they had it on the TV, and they were interviewing Cassandra Peterson because obviously it's Halloween, so, you know. But she wasn't dressed up like Elvira. She was just like in her regular guise.
She still looks good, yeah.
And she still looks really young.
Now, she's admitted she's had a lot of facial work. You're going to have to get facelifts at that age. But it's partly genes. She's tall, or slender at least. And that's Anavar. She's on stuff, keeping her metabolism running. I'm telling you, if you can afford it, people, I'm telling you, if you can afford it, do some research. I mean, there's a reason why a lot of these rich celebrities look the way they do. It's not by accident. You know what I mean? They're on stuff. There are ways to fucking fight it off. Now, some people fucking fall apart pretty early because all them drugs and alcohol. It can go one way or the other. You know, in Hollywood, some of those people fucking fall apart quickly. Remember that gorgeous fucking female that was in a couple of those movies? She was in that one.
You and your female.
You and your female. What was that? What was that gorgeous girl? She was in a bunch of movies from the 80s. She was in that vampire movie that we saw.
Which one?
The one that had the ones from Aliens. Most of the cast of Aliens 2 was in it. Remember? And she was also in a bunch of other movies. Remember, what was that vampire movie?
Near Dark?
Near Dark. Isn't that what it's called? They had fucking Lance Henderson and fucking all those guys. Yeah. And they had the girl in that.
Yeah.
What was her name?
I can't remember.
She was like their fucking main vampire squeeze.
Yeah.
They were using her to bring it. She looked really good during the 80s and the 90s, and they say the fucking alcoholism, you look at her now, she did not hold up. Poor thing. But it was all that drinking.
It's weird because, like I said, and a lot of this comes down to, the individual person, because obviously genetics plays a factor too, because some people can just drink and drink and drink, and they still age and they look pretty good.
Yeah.
And then some people can drink and drink and then they just look like a big bloated monster.
You got to be honest though. I mean, anybody, even with good genetics, if you're drinking every day a fucking fifth, you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah, that's really not gonna.
You're gonna die of cirrhosis of the liver. Yeah.
Eventually.
And on your way to death, you're gonna look like a fucking bloated ass Michelin man, and fucked up looking, losing and then if you fucking layer in other things that could go wrong, like fucking diabetes and fucking high blood pressure and shit, it'll fuck you up. So when I say sometimes, genetics plays a factor. A lot of times what I mean by that is somebody's height and their body composition has a lot to do with genetics. Taller people fucking are more resistant. Like they can gain 10 pounds, you don't really see it. You know what I mean? On a shorter person, you gain 10 pounds, it looks like 40.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. That's honestly the only thing that sucks about being a short motherfucker like I am.
Yeah, both of us. Yeah.
Is that you gain 5 pounds and
it looks like a lot.
Everybody notices.
Yeah.
You're tall,
right?
You can kind of shift that shit around, and no one will notice.
On the upside, you start fucking around with anabolics or fucking TRT or HRT. You start working out, your frame will fill out a lot faster. You can recomposition a lot faster. Like fucking dude like Arnie, 6'1" or 6'2", takes him a long time and a lot of fucking anabolics to fill that frame out. Not a little short guy. A little short guy could do that in a fraction of the time. Because it's only 30 pounds of muscle. It's just in a smaller part. It's on a smaller frame, so it looks like 60.
That's kind of the only upside to being a shorty that I can think of.
Yeah.
Because I've been a shorty my whole life, and most shit is bad. I can't reach anything.
Body changes, good or bad, happen faster on a shorter frame.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
so
what
it's
I'm
a
saying.
two-edged sword.
And like I said, I can't reach anything. Every house has those cabinets like that. I can't reach that fucking second. I gotta get a ladder.
Yeah.
It blows. I'm only 5'3", 5'2", 5'3", something like that. Yeah. Gramthars Hammer said leg warmers were a constant in Cherie and Hustler, not so much in Playboy.
Yeah, they both all.
So what? Yeah. Oh, they weren't classy enough for Playboy. I was gonna say that I had some leg warmers in the 80s because I was all about. I mean, if you guys grew up in the 80s, you guys were all into the roller skating shit, right? So I had some gray Calvin Klein leg warmers. Yeah. And also, remember back in the 80s when they had those headbands and they had the clip-on feathers?
Yeah.
You remember those? Yeah, I wore those too. So I wore the fucking feathers and my gray leg warmers back when I was 10. And I was skating to fucking Survivor and stuff.
No, Dermot, you got it wrong. It wasn't Janet Goldstein.
What, from...
Yeah, Janet Goldstein
Near Dark?
Yeah, Janet Goldstein she also played Vasquez from fucking Aliens 2. That was the blonde. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, what was her name? Because she was in some other movies too.
Yeah.
God damn it.
She was kind of like she was kind of like a generic hottie that they would throw into some of the 80s movies. She was a hottie. But she was also real heavy fucking into the partying scene, and she kind of burned herself up pretty quick, from what I understand. She had a bad alcohol problem, drug and alcohol problem.
I kind of feel like that
She was
happened a lot in
gorgeous,
the
though.
80s. I kind of
She was
feel
gorgeous.
like that happened a lot in the 80s, sadly. Like I said, some people can get away with it longer than other people, but it's going to catch up with you eventually. She also played the stepmom in T2, says Danny Rolling Ghostface. And she was in Lethal Weapon too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in some other shit. I feel like, was she not also in St. Elmo's Fire? I kind of feel like she played Rob Lowe's ex-wife or ex-girlfriend. She didn't have like a massive part, but I know she was familiar. I'm pretty sure she was in that too. She was in a lot of movies in the 80s. Abby Normal's talking about Cassandra Peterson, or Elvira. She looks so different in regular mode. Yeah, she's really like almost unrecognizable. If you didn't know that was her.
That eye makeup and that wig changes the way somebody's got.
And the way she like pushes her boobs together in the dress and everything like that. I was just watching.
Somebody said Jenny White. I think that might be. Let me see.
Oh yeah.
I think that is her name.
It might be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was in St. Elmo's Fire as well, because I saw that movie a million times when I was growing up, and I kind of feel like that's where I knew her from. Because I think I saw St. Elmo's Fire first, and then I saw Near Dark. Yeah. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, she's...
Which is funny, because I knew a girl named Jennifer Wright in high school. So you think that I would have remembered that. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, she was in a shit... Yeah, she was totally in St. Elmo's Fire.
Yeah. Yeah, she was cute back in the day.
She didn't have like a... Yeah, Dermot said, yeah, she was. Yeah, she wasn't... It wasn't like a main part, but she played, Rob Lou's like ex-girlfriend or something like that. I remember that. I saw that movie like a million times. Hey, Tila's here.
Tila decided to show up.
Oh my god.
She's making an appearance.
Man, we're already fucking drunk at this point.
Yeah. Where you been, Tila? You in trouble now?
Mango says she was also in Pink Floyd's The Wall. Wait,
yeah, she was.
Oh shit!
She was the girl that.
I forgot about that.
She was the girl that blew the dudes to get behind the stage to see fucking Pink. Yeah.
Man, I need to see that movie again. When was the last time we watched that? I feel like we watched
decades.
it.
No.
I feel like we watched it, but it was like years ago.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. She was a cutie.
She was, yeah.
Actually, I've seen pictures of her recently, just in right there. She still looks pretty good for her age. She looks pretty good.
So you're taking it back?
Taking it back, yeah. She was. Well, she looked a little rough, but she's clean. She looks better now than she did.
Thank you, Tila. What a cutie. Good look, Jenny. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Like
let
I said,
let them fucking flashbulbs.
this is my easiest Halloween costume because I already had all this
Tila
shit.
helping us pay this mortgage.
Oh yeah, shit. Like I said, we still don't know what the bills are.
We don't really know what the bills are. Yeah.
I'm kind of scared.
I crunched all the numbers though. We did it. Fucking mortgage company says, yeah, we'll sell it to you. You can.
I
afford
mean,
it.
it's not. We're not gonna like starve or anything, but
it's the electric bill that I'm worried about.
It might be a case where, we're not gonna be able to like go out.
We're gonna be able to party all the time
for months at a time because we're like saving.
This
money.
next 90 days, I gotta watch it with that credit card.
Yeah.
So we got to really cut it down because my credit card activity has to be conservative. Okay.
I get it.
Right. I gotta get. But other than that, I'm fucking cleaning it up. It's gonna be all right. We'll do it.
And honestly, I'm not bothered. It's like I like going out, but now that we moved out here, it's like farther.
When I had that company call the fucking our old landlords and go, yeah, we'll be ready to make the purchase in about 90 days. I heard them on the other side go, oh, great. And they're like, whoa, because they didn't realize I'd be. They thought I was bullshitting. I says, no, I'll do it. I'll buy it.
Well, because
I'll buy it.
Well, it's because our landlords were constantly trying to get us to buy the old house that we were in, and we were kind of like, eventually we'll get around to it, blah blah blah, and we never really did it.
It's a good thing we didn't, though. I like this one better. I like this one better.
I mean, I liked that old house, but now that we're in this one,
I like this one. This has more potential.
This one does, yeah. It's a little bit farther out there, but this one's way bigger.
And it's worth the extra 15
And
minutes.
there's like more room.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like this one, has a lot more potential. You know, it's a nice area. Like I said, it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, but...
Tina says, more where this came from. Put your costume on, Tom. She's trying to get me to take my clothes off. That's how they do. She's trying to get me to put my damn stripper clothes on.
You know you want to.
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't think I want to.
You sound like you want to. You sound like you want to. Tila says you're buying the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of like...
I went to the fucking mortgage broker. We fucking did the thing. And
yeah, he worked everything out.
I'll be ready in 90 days.
Yeah. They said, well, get all your, like, credit shit in order.
Yeah.
And
I had to fucking get the VA to pay off this fucking nearly $1,000 fucking bill that was hanging over me that I didn't even know about. And the reason why I didn't know about it is because the hospital never sent it to me or to anybody else. And the VA was like, no, he would have paid this, but we never got the bill from this fucking doctor.
Because they paid all the other bills.
Paid all the other ones.
Right? You never got any.
So then the doctor's like, oh, okay. So then, you know, my VA representative is calling. I'm on the phone with him. He's calling all these different places. And like, oh, well, and they're like, and then the doctors, they're like, well, the VA told that doctor, says, okay, give us the original bill and we'll pay it. And he's like, oh, I don't have it anymore. He says, you don't even have the bill. He's like, no.
He's like, so can we pretend that it never existed?
So fucking, they're like, well, then that means
can we just like all get in on that fiction?
So then all of a sudden, fucking, then the VA rep is like, all right, Tom, go ahead and fucking, I got this from here on out. Fucking, I'll tell you how. He goes, they're not going to really be able to fucking bill anybody because they don't have the original bill. So I'm gonna shut all this down. I'll call you back and tell you how it all goes. I said, all right.
I mean, if it all works out, then like your credit record should be.
That'll fucking be a
stellar.
big notch off of. But the thing is that I have to fucking in 90 days, 3 payments in a row, I must have my credit card totally paid off.
We really can't.
Yeah.
Like you know.
Right. Totally paid it. Before I was making payments on my credit card, but I didn't pay off the whole balance. I'd have like 100 or 200 still on there. All right, and that kind of affected my credit rate. I was in good credit, but I didn't have excellent. All right, so
I have like mediocre credit.
Right, I gotta have excellent. So I'm gonna pay it all off by that date, by that due date, 3 months in a row, and that'll bump me up to the point where I can buy this without even a down payment.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Tila says, welcome to home ownership. You'll be happy and sorry at the same time.
Yeah, no.
I used to own a house in Daytona, so I totally know that feeling. In a way, it's awesome because it's like, oh man, I can do whatever I want. This house, this is mine.
You're right.
But every time something goes wrong, you're like, oh shit, this is mine.
What I worry about is the damn outside air conditioner units. There's 2 of them out there. If one of them fails, I could probably
shit like AC, shit like the roof.
Yeah.
Shit like that. That was always kind of shit that I worried about. It's like it's really nice to own it and know you can do whatever you want.
You don't have a fucking landlord.
And no one's gonna like be breathing down your neck. But when something goes wrong, you're always kind of like, man, nobody's responsible for this but me.
Yeah.
I mean, like when my old house, when we had like a termite infestation, it wasn't terrible because most of the house was concrete, but the termites got into like all of the door frames and stuff, and I was like, bitch, I'm on the hook. For this.
That's one of the reasons why I really wanted to buy this, because this is a cinder block house, both floors, first and second. So
very rare.
Yeah, and it's to the new hurricane specs. The doors all fucking open outward.
Open outward, yeah.
And like a damn trailer. When I first looked at it, I said, man, this is fucking crazy. But and there's no glass doors. It's all solid doors, which is unusual for Florida. Florida usually the houses are mostly glass. Don't ask me why. Insane people build houses here. The idea is beautiful tropical homes that you can look out and it's just like, wow, you know. But that's not real good for a hurricane. It's not real good for fucking home invasion either. South Florida's fucking got a lot of home invasions in there.
But like I said, it's kind of a thing. This is actually one of the few cases that I heard of this house when I first heard of it. Because normally, even in Florida, with all of our hurricanes and tornadoes and whatnot, normally it's like they'll build the first floor with concrete, like concrete block. But if it's 2 stories, they usually just the second floor is like just wood and drywall. Because I guess they don't care if your second floor gets blown away. But this house is apparently concrete all the way up. Mm-hmm. So the second floor is concrete as well, which, you know, like I said, nice. So they built it to like newer hurricane standards. That said, though, I'm in like this room that I'm in, this office. It's right above the garage. I'm on the second floor and we're right above the garage. And I don't know, like the last couple days we've had like real stormy rainy kind of weather. And seriously, it sounds like a fucking tornado is coming in the shit.
Yeah.
It's like, all I can hear is like wind. Whoosh, like outside the window. It's crazy. Crazy.
They're saying I'd make a good Daryl for Halloween. I got the voice, but
we don't have the outfit. You need a poncho.
Yeah,
you need a poncho and a crossbow.
And I gotta fucking let my fucking facial hair grow.
Didn't you think about that for a while, that you were gonna grow some facial hair?
Yeah.
And then
you want me to grow facial hair, don't you?
No, I asked because I remembered you saying something about it, and then I was like, did you ever do that?
Those dudes at the biker fucking bar were fucking shit. They're already, 2 of them are already thinking I'm fucking gonna try to kill him.
Why is that?
He thought I tipped him, you know what I mean, or fucking pressured him, and I didn't. I just fucking thought he was talking about me. You know, he wasn't talking about me.
Oh yeah, I
that
remember
one
you
guy.
told me that. Okay.
And the fucking bartender's like, no, honey, he's not pressuring you.
Man, you only been to go into this biker bar like two or three times, and already you're like starting fights.
I wasn't starting fights. I was trying to end the shit. I thought he was fucking talking bad about my fucking armor and my shit. You know what I mean? But he wasn't talking about me. Fucking. And then I said, oh, all right, okay. I laughed it off. It's all right. But then he's a little bitty dude, I guess. Well, I say little bitty. He's taller than me, but he didn't weigh anything, you know. And he thought I was trying to fight him. I wasn't trying to fight him. I was just trying to stand. He goes, I need somebody to clean up that shit that's on the stage. Clean up all that shit that's on the stage. And I went, wait a minute, what shit you talking about on the stage? Because what I had is on that damn stripper stage, I had my fucking helmet and my fucking, all my fucking icon fucking striker armor and shit was up there. So what are you talking about? There's no shit on that stage. You talking about my armor? And he went, ooh, and he goes, yeah, take that shit off the stage. And I said, wait a minute, hold on. And then he started laughing it off. And I said, what are you talking about? Are you talking about that? He goes, no, I'm talking about the people that were throwing stuff up on the stage last night. And I said, oh, okay. I thought you were talking about my fucking armor over there, man. I says, that's not shit. You know, I ain't gonna let a motherfucker get away with shit like that, man. Not with a bunch of day drink. And he wouldn't even come there on a bike. See?
Mm-hmm.
You come to a biker bar and you didn't come up on a bike. If you came up there on 4 wheels, you're not gonna fucking talk shit.
Dudes are
it's just not going to happen.
Dudes are such bitches.
And no,
they don't have anything better to do than like go drink and go hang out at a bar in the middle of the day.
It's pecking order.
And then like somebody says something that's not even about them, and then you get like all fucking butthurt about it.
No, it's nothing to do with butthurt. It's just, you know.
No, that's exactly what butthurt is.
This is men.
That's exactly what butthurt is.
I thought he was pissing on me, but I was wrong. And then I apologized. You know what I mean? But he thought I was out to get him. He wouldn't. I said, oh, okay. I thought, I said, no. You know, he thought I was out to get him. You know.
You guys are so funny.
It's just.
You're so funny.
But no, when real bikers are in there, fucking, you know what I mean? We'll be running it, rolling it, you know. You'll like it during the day. You need to go down there.
Like I said, I still haven't gone.
Show up on fucking
because I kind of feel like
we got their mama on the back.
I like the idea, but then I feel like if I go there, one, everybody's gonna be like, show us your titties, and I'll be like,
no, they won't do it.
Okay,
no.
And then like two, y'all are just gonna be talking about motorcycles the whole time. And
you have to understand something.
Am I just gonna doze off or?
You have to understand something about biker culture.
Oh, so I grew up in Daytona Beach.
Okay. I'm a tester.
I know biker culture.
What's the difference between an old lady and a mama?
Well, there's a deal like that old lady. That's like that's like your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. Duh.
They're not gonna ask.
A mama is just kind of like that's everybody's.
Yeah. She's a hanger-on. She's available. Okay, well, I'm just saying they don't ask somebody's old lady.
I grew up in Daytona Beach.
They're not gonna ask somebody's old lady to show the titties. This is not gonna do that. They just don't do that. Now, if she wants to volunteer, that's all right. You know what I mean? But they're not gonna ask an old lady.
I'm getting excited.
Hey, man. Make your old lady show us your titties. You don't. It doesn't do that. Now, if it's a mama, you know what I mean. Fucking, you know.
Like I said, she's.
Put your mama up there. Let's see. Let's see some titties. So, yeah, get up there. Get on that pole. You know what I mean. And then they'll give her money and shit like that. And, you know, but it's all fun and games. But you don't fuck with people's old lady.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, no, you don't do that. But, you know, there is honor.
I just kind of feel like you would probably volunteer me though.
No.
because that's how you roll.
Maybe depending on how much alcohol we have, but
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Here's the thing: that kind of action would be going on a Friday or a Saturday night, and we couldn't get in there on a Friday or Saturday night. It's fucking packed.
And honestly, if it was Friday or Saturday night,
we wouldn't be there anyway.
I wouldn't be there anyway.
Yeah, there's other places to be on Friday or Saturday. I mean, they're going to be up there listening to Leonard Skinner and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nobody wants to spend Friday or Saturday night listening to Leonard Skinner.
No.
I mean,
No. But being on there, Sunday afternoon, that's a good time to stop in because there's people actually riding and people show up. And then they got people showing up in full dress and shit, and they got the mama fucking all decked out, and the fucking guy pulls up on his fucking 70s fucking bell bottoms with his ape hangers on his fucking decked out chopper and shit. You got all that going on, and then you got guys showing up on their Triumphs and a few sport bike guys, and they're just, having fun. That's all.
Tila asked, what's the best biker gang movie?
Best biker gang movie.
Ooh. You want to say, this isn't the best one, but this is the first one that
It's probably a matter of opinion.
The first one that I thought of was The Side Hackers, which I saw in Mystery Science Theater.
My favorite biker gang movie is Mad Max 1.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Race with the Devil, that's also a good one.
Yeah.
We did a review of that one not too long ago.
I would still go for Mad Max 1, and it's because it's not just motorcycles, it's cars. And it's cops and gangsters, and there's not a big difference between the two, kinda. And it's Mad Max, and the end of the world is happening. And Max is still a cop at that time. And they got a fucking real cool kind of like Australian sport bike gang. And it's run by some dude, a leader named the Toe Cutter. And the Toe Cutter played the Immortan Joe in fucking Fury Road. And he got older, but Toe Cutter.
He's passed away, sadly.
Yeah, he just passed away. And his fucking boys. One of them was fucking Bubba Zanetti. I like Bubba Zanetti. That's one of the best characters. He kind of looked a little like Rob Halford with the fucking short white hair and the fucking black motorcycle sport bike gear and shit. And it was just, I remember it as a little kid. I was in the damn backseat of the car to drive in with my parents. I must have been about 7. And they were watching one movie, and I was like, man, I hate this movie. And I could look over and see on the other screen, they were playing Mad Max 1, and I was like, what the fuck is that about? Well, why aren't we watching that movie?
This one is clearly better.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, it was much better.
What'd you say you were watching at the first one with your parents?
Something. I try to remember what it was.
Something lame. Something that your parents would have been watching.
Yeah. It might have been something pretty good, too, but I was looking at the other. It might have been, for all I know, Jaws.
Yeah, I don't see how you'd be like, I mean, even if I was
a kid, I'm just watching Mad Max 1 and the other screen going, why the fuck are we watching that one? You know what I mean? With the car wrecks and it looked badass.
I kind of feel like if it was Jaws that you'd have been like paying attention to Jaws.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was.
Because, I mean,
I don't remember what it was.
Jaws is awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I remember the drive-in.
No, the Wild one was too retro. I didn't really like that one.
I remember going one time to the drive-in. Our parents took us when we were little.
Yeah.
We had all the blankets and snacks and everything. And they were doing, I think it was 5 movies. And it was like all night. Like it was a weekend thing. So my parents were like, yeah, why not? So we'll go and we'll like hang out at the drive-in. And the first couple movies were like family movies or like comedies. Whoever was putting together the movies for this evening either didn't think it through or they were trolling. Because basically they were like, well, we're going to do a couple like comedies. Like I think one of them was License to Drive, which had, I think Corey Haim was in it. So it was just like this kind of like 80s comedy. Then it's like, hey, now let's play Scanners and then let's play Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. How about that? So when Scanners came on and the dude's head exploded, my mom was like, yeah, let's go. Because I was pretty little.
Tila was talking about Sons of Anarchy. I saw a few episodes of that, and it was okay. But then the longer it went, the cheesier it got for me, and I had to check out. It was very kind of stereotypical stuff. I don't
Mango
know.
brought up Knight Riders. That was the one with Tom Savini in it. They all dressed up like medieval knights, but it was like and they were like jousting.
Yeah, that sucks too. That sucks too.
But honestly, I love Tom Savini, so I can't disparage.
Yeah, Tina. For the most part, I'm gonna say Mad Max won because most biker movies sucked. Most of them sucked.
There were so many, like in the '60s. I feel like.
Yeah, there was another Australian one that was pretty good. It had the same guy who played Toe Cutter. It was called Stone. It was pretty good. I think it was around '83, maybe. I don't know. Stone. That was a good one. That was an Australian biker movie. But the genre had been fucked up. Hollywood really couldn't deliver that, not in the time that they were interested in it, which was 60s and 70s, and they really couldn't get it right. Easy Rider.
Yeah.
If you want to call that a biker movie, I'll call that a biker movie. Easy Rider was real good. It wasn't about outlaw bikers, though. Just guys on motorcycles trying to go through the South, and they got fucked over. What else was a good one?
I don't know. Like I said, all I can remember at the moment is like really bad ones because I've seen a lot of bad. I've seen a lot of bad biker movies on Mystery Science Theater because they did a lot of bad biker movies.
Yeah, I would say.
Although the Side Hackers is my favorite.
Mad Max 1 and Easy Rider. I can stand behind those. They're two very different movies. But I'd say Mad Max 1.
Mango says Rollerball.
Not a biker movie.
I haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah, what is that even about? Well, I can't remember.
About some corporate, dystopian future corporate gladiators who are playing like a fucking roller derby type game.
Oh, that's right.
Rollerball.
That's right. Man, oh yeah, I remember that one. I remember. Sons of Anarchy. I feel like we watched
some of it and started to lose.
We watched
interest.
like the first season.
Yeah.
Or the first season or two.
It's hard to get a biker movie right. It would either be very boring because most biker, if you want to call them gangs, I'm gonna call them motorcycle clubs. Most motorcycle clubs are not really trying to. They're not criminal organizations.
They're like, we're just riding around.
Right. Now there are some guys in there that make money illegally, but in itself, it's not a criminal organization.
And it doesn't really have anything to do with the biker thing. It's just kind of like we're criminals that happen to be bikers, not the other way around.
Now there are some elements, and some of those motorcycle gangs have a higher propensity towards crime than others. All the ones that that have big names, the Mongols, the Hells Angels, the ones that we have here, what are those ones that fucking... They do have a criminal element in them, but it would be kind of like organized crime. They'd be some of the safer ones. You don't want to cross them. They'll all protect each other. It's just... Like I was hanging out with that one guy there at fucking Tom's place, Fucking we were talking motorcycles, and they're just guys. They're just in another army, and you show them respect, they show you respect. They'll treat you exactly the way you treat them. If you're nice to them, they're nice to you. So I don't worry about any of that. But I'll talk to people from a drug cartel. I don't give a shit. If I'm cool to him and he's cool to me, then it's working out. We're not in any kind of business together. I don't care what he does, It's the same thing with armies. I was in the U.S. Army. I'll talk to dudes from other armies. I'm not going to judge this dude based upon what his leadership told him to do in some fucking remote part of the world, Because he can't control what his leadership does, He's just another dude like me,
Let's talk about also another biker movie, Psychomania.
Yeah. Not an authentic biker movie, but a fun vampire biker movie. I guess they weren't vampire. They were
fucking zombies,
warlock,
or
vampire, something like that. Yeah.
That has another title too, because I kind of feel like they just put it up on Shudder not too long ago, and it was called something else.
They were British rocker type motorcycles.
It's almost like a quadrophenia type of situation. The mods versus rockers type thing.
Yeah, the British interpretation of a motorcycle gang was a lot different than an American motorcycle gang. American motorcycle gangs in their modern form now are heavily rooted in the 70s. which was the heyday of that kind of stuff. So some of their fashion is very 70s. I would join a motorcycle gang if it wasn't the fashion.
You guys look so.
You guys look kind of retro, you know what I mean?
Oh my god. So,
what was that motorcycle gang hangs out at fucking at Mannequins? Warlocks.
Yeah, I was gonna say it.
Yeah,
it's the Warlocks.
Yeah, where we go down there's lots of Warlocks. They just fucking blend in with the crowd, and Tom allows them to wear colors in the club. They don't give me shit about it. They're welcome.
Well, as long
there.
as they're not causing trouble.
They're not causing any trouble. Nobody fucks with them, and they're just dudes. And a lot of them have military and law enforcement backgrounds. So, you know, and the cops are everywhere, and fucking nobody's bothering anybody. I guess that's their territory, because we only see Warlocks there. That's fine.
They don't usually come out on weekends. I don't usually see them, but you've
seen them a couple times.
Yeah, I guess I don't really know.
They were there early.
Oh, okay.
Remember there was that one Warlock was sitting right next to me. We were talking about motorcycles for about a half hour.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Remember
about that. Yeah, that was a while back. That's
we were
all right,
talking about the Army.
Like I said, honestly, my only criteria is, are you acting like a douche? No.
Yeah.
Then you're fine.
Yeah, and then so far...
You're fine.
So far, none of the Warlocks have acted like douches. They're just regular guys.
Really not. And honestly, like I said, having grown up in Daytona Beach my whole life, I was born there. My dad's really into motorcycles, shit like that. I would rather hang out with bikers all day long than spring breakers.
Yes. And college frat boys.
Frat boys are the fucking worst.
Yeah, they're the worst.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The bikers, at least, although they jammed up the traffic, at least they weren't bothering anybody.
No.
They're like, look, we just want to come into town on the bikes, hang out with other bikers, and go drink. They were not bothering anyone else.
Every time I've run into a fucking Warlock at Mannequins, he was trying to hang out. I went up there to go take a leak, and the Warlock sitting next to me, he's dancing next to me. He's got his old lady up on the damn pole, remember, by the restroom?
Yeah.
And I'm dancing and appreciating her, and he's high-fiving, and just right, you know. They're just other dudes.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I said, as long as no one is actively trying to be a douche or trying to, like, call attention to themselves.
Yeah.
Because I kind of feel like that's why, particularly in goth clubs, because I think Gramthars just asked, do bikers have a thing for goth chicks? Not
I want to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not to an extent
not
that...
what you're thinking, no.
Not like frat boys do.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a whole different vibe.
Biker culture has a gothic element to it, but it's
does.
But it's very 70s. It was the 70s interpretation of gothic. A lot of biker mamas have a gothic, even back in the 70s when you looked at them, they kind of had a gothic motif to them. They see modern goth type women, and they go, yeah, that's cool. They like that look. They understand that look. They respect them. They don't fuck with them, or they're nice to them. But they know that that's a different culture. But they do like that visual. There are some of those mamas kind of have what we would call a gothic industrial look. Like they'll wear Demonia boots, and they'll have a corset on, or it's a mixture of like what we would wear to a club and stuff that harkens back to the 70s.
Yeah.
Because they have a very strong affinity towards 70s music.
Which a lot of goths do too.
Yeah.
70s and 80s stuff.
Yeah, 70s.
So
and
there's a little bit of crossover.
Mixed with country.
Yeah.
Mixed with country. So,
which normally goths wouldn't do.
Goths would be into the country, but they like country too. But they like a goth look. They don't even question it. They understand it. Say, oh yeah. You know. Because they're a subculture, they know we're a subculture.
Yeah, and for real, that's why I think there was a difference always, even when I was growing up, between why bikers were always just kind of chill, because they were like, oh yeah, you look cool. Mm-hmm. But the difference was with kind of like your spring breaker frat boy type of crowd.
Yeah, they're the mainstream.
Was they would see goth people and they'd be like, one, we need to pick on those people because they look like weirdos, or we need to hit on those people because they look like they'd be freaks.
Yeah.
So that was kind of like, so they would fetishize you or pick on you because you looked weird.
Yeah.
So either way, they would like act really obnoxiously. Another thing, and they still do this to this day. Another thing that these type of like frat boy type people do is that even nowadays they'll come to like Memento Mori, which is like the monthly goth industrial night at Barbarella, and they'll go out on the dance floor and like make fun of like people dancing, or they'll like, you know what I mean? And so they'll...
Yeah, but I counter that.
Yeah, so they'll try to like draw attention themselves being like, woo, look, I'm like making fun of the weirdos and all this other stuff, even though like everybody there is just looking at them like, what the fuck are you
tell them what
doing?
I do when they see that.
Go up and try to butt rape them.
Yeah, I jump up behind them and get up behind them and fucking put them in the female position, be like twerking, not, you know, they're twerking and I'm getting up behind it and they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm like, well, what?
I'm like, well, what? You were sticking your butt out there,
You're
so...
dancing, you act like a fool, I'm gonna get some. And you know,
what did you think was going to
I'll break that shit down in a heartbeat. I will break that shit down in a heartbeat. Don't come out here making fun of people. Oh, you're gonna get raped.
Well, because I kind of feel like they... Well, maybe whatever planet they came from, I guess it's cool to like walk into a club and be like, hey, I own this shit. Look, pay attention to me. Me.
Yeah.
And it's like, you go into a goth club where you're like the only normal looking person.
You don't own that place.
Nobody is going to, everyone's either just going to look at you like, okay.
They know exactly what you are.
Or they're going to punch you in the face. Which Shauna will do. Shauna will just punch you.
Yeah, our friend Shauna will fucking punch you. And security will just go, nah, you gotta go.
Okay.
Not Shauna, you. You gotta go. Shauna punched you, so you gotta go.
You're obviously...
Shauna's been on the show. We've had Shauna on the show before.
Yeah,
her and her boyfriend.
She'll just punch you.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Tom will just go up to your butt and be like...
I'll fucking grind up on you.
And grind up on your butt.
I'm trying to get up in it fucking balls deep. If you're gonna get there and act like a hoe, I'm gonna treat you like a fucking hoe. You know? Especially if you're a man. If you're a man and you're gonna get up there and act like a hoe, you're gonna be a hoe, all right?
Just like I said, I don't...
It's gonna be a maximum security prison
I don't have a problem.
situation.
It's not even like whatever you look like. Like, you can dress like whatever. I don't give a shit. Like, wear whatever you want. Look, like, wear your stupid shorts and your Crocs or whatever.
Yeah.
Just wear that. I'm not happy about it, but okay. Just wear it. But... the second you come in somewhere and think that everybody needs to pay attention to you for whatever reason, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah. And here's the thing. We can get away with this shit because there's only like 3 of them and there's like 100 of us. If I start nestling my fucking up into your fucking booty and you fucking pick a movement, first of all, I ain't nothing to be joking with. But if those fists start flying, you're going to get fucking swamped with about a fucking 100
Yeah, everyone's going to jump on you.
All right?
Everyone.
It's basically a cult. All right? And once they realize that that's what's going on, then it's not fun.
Everybody's like, ooh, are we doing this?
Yeah,
all right.
Then it's not fun for them, and they don't want to make fun with anybody anymore. See? But,
like I said, they only do it as long as they can get away with it. Because like I said,
can.
wherever they came from, whatever hell spawned them, whatever club they came from, they thought that they were being really cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You walk into a place like that and everyone just thinks you're a dork and everyone just like rolls their eyes because we've seen this a million times before. And it's like, you act up too much, you're just going to get kicked out or you're going to get your ass beat. And security's not going to say anything about it because they don't. Because, you know, like I said, we've seen it before. Time for another drink, I think.
You want me to make you one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what everybody's saying.
Dermot says, good luck cuddling Wednesday Adams. Yeah. No one cuddles me. Not against my will,
But
goddamn.
actually, they're not trying to cuddle. They're up there trying to fucking make everybody look stupid by them dancing like fools. Which I don't understand.
Yeah, and it's almost kind of like, it doesn't happen every time, but it happens often enough that, I don't know. It happens pretty often. Maybe it is every time. There's always a group. There's always at least, and it's never just one person, obviously, because
like
people
4.
don't. Yeah, it's always like a group of like 3 or 4 people, and it's like they always come in
and they go woo woo.
Yeah, and it's, you know, they're gonna be trouble as soon as they walk in. Woo! And it's like, oh boy, here we go. Everybody just kind of like says that to themselves, even if they don't say it out loud. Here we go. Here's this week's set of morons. You know what I mean? It's like, let's see what they get up to.
And then they jump out there and they do the stupid fucking dance where they're doing this.
And, like, it's funny because a lot of goths, it's like, I know that's kind of like a cliche, like, we dance really weird and stuff, but a lot of goths actually dance really well. Like, they have good rhythm and stuff. And a lot of the kind of, like, frat boy, frat boy people, they actually can't dance. Like, they don't have any rhythm.
Yeah, and they start doing a robot, so I just go behind them and I just start, like...
Yeah, I'm like, you're not actually, like, making yourself look real good. You're not making fun of everyone. You're just making yourself look like a tool is all that you're doing. So I'm not really... It's like you don't have any rhythm. So...
my leg over that bitch.
It's like, I'm like, dude, you're dancing like the whitest person that ever existed. This is like, it's so sad. It's like you're not even dancing to the music. I don't understand what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't get it. Oh, my God. Dermot says early 80s synth music is still my fave. Yeah.
Danny says it's the fucking wax on, wax off dance.
I mean, not all. Like, I get that. It is kind of like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see a lot of people dancing like that.
It's something they learned off of Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's like it's like some kind of video game dance that they do. And they go out there and no. You don't come out in the middle of a fucking gothic industrial dance floor.
What the fuck are you
fucking
doing?
Dance that shit, you know?
What are you even doing?
And expect to fucking get off this dance floor intact. Come here.
We're gonna tear your legs off.
Come here. I'm gonna get me some of that right there. And then they get scared. They're like, well, if you're gonna fucking dance like a fool, I'm gonna treat you like a fool.
I'm not really sure entirely.
Like a fool.
What did they think was going to happen is what I'm always mystified by. Because there's always like a new group. You would think that whatever little communication system that those types of people have.
Yeah.
Do they like not communicate with one another? It's like, hey, don't do that in there because you'll just get your ass beat. I don't really understand why they keep coming back. It's different ones every time.
Yeah,
I know, it's very strange.
That particular bar, it's filled with fucking gods and occasional fucking warlocks in there. Fucking what the?
That's what I mean. I don't know. I don't get it. And like I said, a lot of them, I don't understand why they think they're like, ooh, look at me. They're like showing off and stuff. I'm like that, but you can't dance though, so I'm not really sure what. You're not impressing anyone. It's like you just look like a dork. So I don't really know what it is that you're doing. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not shitting on people that can't dance, but if I couldn't dance, I just wouldn't. I don't I don't have this weird entitlement thing where it's just kind of like, well, obviously I'm the awesomest, so I'm just going to go out and flail my arms around and look like a tool, and yet somehow everyone will be like impressed with it. I don't know. I don't get it. But, Danny Rolling says, Depeche Mode is my favorite synth. Could every time be listened to with or without vocals into it. Yeah, it's like, honestly, I was like, I'm not as into Depeche Mode as I used to, but to be honest, like, in the 80s, man, Depeche Mode, The Cure, The Smiths, that was probably, like, my three big ones in the early 80s. I really like old Depeche Mode. I actually even liked Depeche Mode when Vince Clarke was still in the shit, which, like I said, Vince Clarke went on later with Andy Bell and, like, formed Erasure. And I like Erasure, but I'm not, like, super into that. That's a little bit too dancey, too, like, mainstream for me. I like more, like, darker shit. But I appreciate a lot of Erasure shit, and I honestly really like the first Depeche Mode album, which, like I said, was still pretty... It's very Erasure-y, if you didn't know. It's called Speak and Spell. I actually really like that, but I like their darker shit better. My favorite Depeche Mode album probably still Black Celebration, but I don't know. I could go either way with that. Black Celebration probably best Depeche Mode album, right?
Yeah.
I would think. Some Great Reward is cool too.
Violator.
That was 1990. Yeah, shit, man. I saw Depeche Mode live with Nights of Reb, and that was 1990. Orlando Arena. That was a long time ago. Dermot says, I love early Human League. Yeah, me too. New Order. XTC. Oh, my God. I love XTC. Don't even get me started. Even a bit of early OMD. Oh, my God. I really, really like OMD. I had their first couple albums. What was the one with Enola Gay on it? And I had the album that had So In Love on it. And Block, 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 and all those kind of songs. It's like, that was a fucking great album. I had that on vinyl.
What about the gothic one-hit wonder fucking Skeletal Family? Remember them? They're from Scotland.
I don't know if they were like a one-hit wonder, though, because I kind of
album wonder, I guess.
Yeah, because I kind of feel like there was a couple songs of theirs that turned up on like a lot of goth mixes.
Yeah,
right?
Skeletal Family. What was that main song that they had? I mean, when you Google them, that's the first song to come up. Shit, let me see.
Yeah, look it up because I can't remember. But there was I actually saw them at the Drop Dead Festival in New York City many years back, but they had a different singer.
Yeah. The original Redhead was the fucking one.
I know, and like I was a little bummed,
Promised
but
Land, right?
yeah, that's it. But there was another one that was on all the mixes and stuff too. That was also good.
Yeah,
I like Skeletal Family.
Yeah. Oh, let me see. Old school goth.
Yeah, I think her name's Anne Marie or something like that. And I was like, I saw them on the roster when I went to Drop Dead. Because, like I said, Drop Dead was like a death rock, an old school goth festival that they did in New York City a couple years. 2008, 2009, something like that. And I went to it a couple years in a row, and Skeletal Family were there, but they didn't have Anne-Marie anymore. They had a different singer. But they were still good. And they still did like some of the old songs, so that was cool.
Go ahead and pop it in, Tila. A Skeletal Family Promised Land. While we're fucking doing the show, you guys can listen to that. You open that into another window. I don't want to fucking get a strike. Not a strike, but what do you call it?
A copyright.
A copyright strike. Demonetization.
Yeah, because that one time that you showed part of that cult of the cult video.
Yeah.
I got a copyright.
Demonetized.
They didn't demonetize it. They just gave me, they were like, hey, like, don't do that. Yeah, like, don't do that.
Okay.
Kind of thing. Captain Bleardo says, awesome Halloween attire there, Jen. Thank you. Thank you very much. Like I said, this was like my lowest effort Halloween costume that I could do. Honestly, I watched Night of the Demons today and I was like, oh shit, I could probably do Angela from Night of the Demons. I could just tease my hair, get a veil. I have a dress kind of like that. So that would be another low effort. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that for Sunday. We'll see. But, somebody was talking about OMD. Dermot says, If You Leave bombed in the UK, but all their other singles are massive here. Well, If You Leave, that was from Pretty in Pink, yeah? I liked that song. I actually had that on a 45. Young people would be like, what the fuck is a 45? Little vinyl single. I had it on that. And, but honestly, I liked their older shit. Like I said, I liked So In Love is a fucking great song. Honestly, that whole album, it had So In Love on it. What the fuck was the name of that album? I don't know. I had it a long time ago, but I don't think I have it anymore. I might. It might be here, actually. I have a whole bunch of records here.
There's something I could put the Danzig wig on backwards and become Cousin It.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't worn the Danzig wig in a while. That's just so fucking hot.
You haven't worn any of your wigs.
Oh, that's right.
Go get some wigs.
It is a Saturday.
It's Halloween.
It is Halloween.
It's Friday. Well, it's almost Halloween. Yeah. Like I said, I'm kind of bummed because, like I said, I always like to do like a big lead up to Halloween, which I have done, but I feel like I've been working so much that I haven't really had a chance to enjoy it. I haven't like carved a pumpkin. I haven't.
I see how you got all the wigs.
I haven't done any Halloween shit. What did I do?
I see how you got them. No, you got them up on hung up on those little racks.
Well, those are mostly mine.
Yeah. The black one, though, that's the one.
Yeah, that's yours.
Yeah, I'm heavy.
I have one like that, but it's blue at the edges.
I'm heavy metal as fuck with this bitch on.
There you go. So you can be...
Heart of the devil.
There you go. So you're Glenn Danzig. All you did... You scared Pokey.
I'm the heart of the devil.
Pokey...
Yeah. Hey, I'm just singing Pookie. It's okay. Yeah, I got a... She's like, what the fuck?
I don't know where she was, but she just ran over there and then she looked at him with her eyes all big like, what the fuck are you doing right now? Aw, Pokey. What's
don't
the
worry
matter?
About Pookie. She's like, don't sing.
She's
sing.
like, please stop that,
don't
Daddy.
Sing.
You're being weird.
Yeah.
And you have hair.
Yeah.
I don't get
You're not
it.
supposed to have hair.
Pookie needs a costume.
Mm-hmm.
I did think about it. I don't know if she'd wear it, though. I looked at, like, every year, like, Chewy sends me that thing. It's like, hey, get some Halloween costumes for your pet. And I'm always like, and I'm just like, oh. And I always look at it, and I'm always like, oh, look how cute that is. And I'm just, like, picturing Pookie in it, but it's like, she's not going to wear that shit. You wouldn't wear it, would you, Pookie? She wouldn't wear it. It took us a long time for us to get her to wear a fucking collar, for Christ's sake. Much less a little costume. But, I don't know. I kind of feel like Tom always wants her to be like a little You said we should get her a little jester outfit.
Yeah, she's a clown.
Because that fits with her personality.
Yeah, she's a fucking clown.
She is a little clown. Aw, Pokey. You're so funny. And we said that,
she loves to wrestle.
Yeah.
Need to get her a little Japanese wrestling outfit.
Oh my God, we should get her a little sumo suit.
Well, no, I was thinking like those little, like the Japanese girls from fucking Stardom Official, the little female Japanese wrestling league, and they all dress up like, I don't know, like something out of Twisted Sister.
Oh my God, that'd be so. Would you like that, Pokey?
Yeah, you look like a female Japanese wrestler.
Oh my God, thank you, John Robertson.
Wow, that must be $100, huh?
$50. Thank you so much.
What do you say?
Wanted to tell you guys, thank you for getting me through this rough time. I went through a bad breakup earlier this year. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. I feel like me and Tom are long lost Southern brothers.
Oh shit.
Impossible because I'm 20.
Yeah, that's
Jenny just finished my first vampire book.
Yeah.
Wait, reading it or writing it? Let me know. Okay. But seriously, thank you so much. Honestly, it's been like a rough couple years for everybody.
Yeah.
Can we bring everybody down for a second and...
Don't bring me down.
You know what I'm going to say?
Bruce, don't bring me down.
You know what I'm going to say?
What's that?
Our friend Kaylee.
Oh, yeah. Kaylee.
She died.
Our Kaylee died last night. You guys know who that is? Kaylee was what we kind of lovingly call our lesbian daughter.
Yeah. We used to take her out every weekend.
She was this little chick we used to hang out with.
Ninja Kitty.
We called her Ninja Kitty. She was about fucking 5 feet tall, 4'11".
She's a little bitty. Oh.
And she was a little American.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. To us, she was just some little chick. To anybody else looking at her, when you're in Florida, she was like a little half Mexican goth chick. And cute as hell. And our friend Little Swole was fucking just totally in love with her. And they kind of dated for a while. And then they broke up. And she married a girl. And they were married.
Well, even though Kaylee was pretty clear about being a lesbian, I mean.
Yeah. She was
mostly.
Bisexual. She was bisexual. And, or she pansexual. We're gothic. We don't put labels on things. It's just that's the way it happened. She married this chick. And that didn't really work out that well over the years. And then she ended up breaking up with her and was going out with another one. And then it turned out she had cancer.
Yeah.
And died a couple years later.
God damn it.
She didn't even make 35. Nope. And I posted a video that Lil Swole made of her as a tribute to her. And it's on my Facebook.
Well, it's shitty because the last time we saw Lil Swole.
Yeah.
At, not this Memento Mori, but the one before. And he said, he's like, oh, well, they're doing a new experimental treatment with her. I mean, we knew that it was bad. We knew that it was, terminal. But we were kind of hoping that they were doing this new experimental thing. And it's like, oh, maybe it'll be better. And for a while, it seemed like it was something might happen. But then I woke up this morning and her wife posted,
That was all of us.
Yep.
Come on.
I mean, God, she was so fucking young.
Yeah. Little Kaylee.
She died in her sleep. Eaten up. She didn't weigh anything. Sad.
Yeah.
Didn't even make it to 35.
Like I said, fuck, man. That happened like when I was younger. My uncle was fucking 32 and died of a fucking brain tumor.
Yeah. Toby's
sometimes you just get
tonight.
Oh, probably not.
No.
God, I'm broke.
Yeah.
And now I'm like bummed out. I'm sorry I brought it up.
Yeah. I'm gonna play the video.
I'm gonna cry though. You made me cry.
Yeah, that was her. Poor thing. Jenny crying. Just me and her. They're a little swole. She knocked him out. It's at the club. Making army movies with her.
Matt.
Cancer in the intestines ate her up. Went everywhere. They couldn't operate.
Like I said, she was so fucking young.
Yeah, they did what they could. Beating up Matt.
It's weird. We've had that happen like a lot in the scene lately.
Yeah. Cancer gets them.
Yeah. Well, we know 2 other women.
Yeah.
One of whom is my age or your age. Breast cancer, and one
Brain cancer, the other one.
was I thought it was stomach cancer. Who is very young.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play anymore.
But yeah, it's bumming me out.
Yeah. We got a super chat there.
Thank you, John Robertson. Just finished writing it. It's in the horror genre. My friend is getting interested in your podcast, mainly because Tom's Dennis Rader impression and his sexual problems. We haven't done that in a while. Yeah. You should probably bring, like, fucking Dennis out. Is it weird to think that, like, Dennis will cheer everyone up? Or Dennis, or we have H.H. Holmes is up there, too.
Hold on, I gotta answer all these fucking messages.
What, you got messages?
Yeah. We're not going out tonight.
Huh?
We're not going out.
I mean, man, I'm drunk and I'm bummed out.
Yeah.
And
we got too much shit we gotta do.
I got so much shit I gotta do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like, I don't know why I thought it'd be a good idea. Well, I know why I thought it'd be a good idea, but I don't know why I thought it'd be a good idea to, like, do all this extra shit for Halloween, because it's like Halloween is like the best holiday, so I kind of felt like, oh, I need to do all this extra stuff. And then we had to move, and then all this other stuff happened, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like so much work. Holy shit. And I'm having fun, but it's also like a lot of work. But it's almost done. Although, like I said, I'm kind of behind on the book reviews, so I'm going to try and get them up in time, but we'll see. We'll see. Camp Guy said, life is so bittersweet. I know, I agree. I worry so much about my kids having an accident that I just have to make myself not think about it. Yeah, it's almost kind of like this thing where I get into this weird state after my grandmother died, that I was like, it's weird because I kind of feel like when someone you love dies, you're almost kind of like, I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's like, I can't be happy anymore because it's like because I'm not like bummed out about them 24/7. You know what I mean? So it's like you feel guilty when you're happy. You know what I mean? Mm. And I kind of feel like after my grandmother died, I went through that for a long time because I was like, she wouldn't want me to be like bummed out all the time because I was. And then I was like, well, I felt good one day, and then I felt bad about it, and then I was like, this is, like, fucked up. Why am I feeling like this? Like, I'm not allowed to be happy because somebody died. I don't know, that's messed up. So, I don't know. But I'm just, like, I'm having conflicting emotions because, look, we knew this was coming. I mean,
what's up, Punky Man?
We've known that she was sick for a long time, and,
come here.
But it was still, like, I don't know. It was still, like, fucked up, like, when I saw it this morning.
Her name was Kaylee. I called her Kitty. Because she was always dressed like a cat.
Well, she went by Ninja Kitty.
Ninja Kitty, yeah, so I called her Kitty.
So, it's like, even though I was expecting it, when I saw it this morning, I was like, ugh.
I knew it was only a matter of time when I heard the diagnosis of what kind it was and fucking where it was and what it was doing to it. And I was like, oh, man, she's going to die. And she did.
God, she's so fucking... She wasn't... How old was she?
34.
34.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And it took her about a year and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we heard about it a while, but like her and her wife like moved away a year or two ago.
Yeah, and then they broke
So I hadn't
up.
seen her in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they were still kind of together, sort of, but because
Everybody was friends still.
Yeah, because Laura was the one that posted about it. I found out about it because Sonia reposted Laura's thing to me.
Yeah.
So that's how I found out about like this morning, and I was just kind of like, man, I didn't need this shit today.
Little Swole called her every fucking day for the last fucking month and played video games with her online when she was over there. She's over there in that treatment center.
Yeah.
They're playing video games together. Fucking, he talked to her every fucking day. And he knew it was coming because he called her twice in a row on the last 2 days and she didn't answer. So he knew she was knocked out. They were keeping her doped up. He knew she was a goner. But
Like I said, I mean, we kind of expected it, but
Little Swole was like was a true friend to her, loyal like a fucking dog. Everything that went down between those two. And he walked her right to the gates of Valhalla. He went right with her.
yeah.
Boo. Come here.
Ilse, if you're out there, Pookie loves these treats.
Yeah.
Ilse sent us these Halloween treats.
Yeah.
One of them are, creepy catnip, and that one is tasty human.
Yeah.
She likes the tasty human ones best, but she likes the catnip ones.
She knows
too.
what the flavors are according to the color. She'll go, bam, this one.
Yeah, she's like, can I have some of these, please? And then she knocks that box over.
Yeah. She knows the flavors just by the color of the box.
And she's like, can you please pour some out for me?
Yeah.
Aw, Pookie.
Yep. She'll be sitting next to the boxes all chilling out for like an hour or so, and then she'll go, boom, 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 I'm ready.
Yeah, I would like some of these, please.
Yeah.
What does the tasty human look like? They look like all the other ones. Yeah. They're honestly, it says on the back, like I think I read it like on the other show.
It's probably the barbecue flavor.
No, it's it's actually several flavors. Let me look. Because I think I read this on the Wednesday show, but maybe people didn't see it.
Yeah.
It's actually chicken, liver, and beef. And it says flavor do not contain any human. So
yeah.
Just for legal reasons, they had like there are no humans in these treats. But yeah, Pookie's super into these. I love that like the back copy of this is kind of like implying it's from the cat's point of view, and they're implying it's like if you don't give us these, we're gonna eat you.
Yeah.
Because they're so delicious. But yeah, she does actually like these the best. But the catnip ones are good too. But she comes in and like knocks them over and like wants some. I thought, like I said, I thought they were fake, and then Ilse sent me a box of them, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so happy that these are real.
Yeah, they're saying the universe called Kaylee back. Yeah, she got the coordinates from the Navic computer and made the jump to hyperspace. Yeah, we all see each other after we go. We go outside the space-time continuum into further realms of the universe as spiritual chipmunks.
I'm trying not to think about it too much.
Spiritual chipmunks.
Honestly, that's why I had to go on Facebook a couple times today because I was like posting videos and stuff. Like, I had to post movie reviews. But every time I went on there, everybody was posting about her, and I was just like, this is like, it was like making me cry all day long, and I was like...
We go into the quantum universe. Life isn't long anyway, it's short for all of us. We'll all be in that same position. We'll all make that jump into hyperspace. And it'll be just like they said in fucking Indiana Jones, the greatest adventure.
I don't know. I'd be happy if I just fell asleep and didn't have to deal with this shit anymore.
The Buddha said...
Because I'm tired.
The Buddha said, don't worry, don't cry for the dead. Because the dead have fucking escaped this fucking life.
Yeah, but also don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. But when you feel sorrow, it's because you kind of feel sorrow that you won't see them. But you will see them in the void of the afterlife or whatever.
Yeah, but see, I'm not sure of that.
It won't matter. It won't matter. If you die and there's nothingness, then you won't even be around to worry about it. I don't worry about it. I've had OBEs and near-death experiences. I'm not afraid of death. I just believe it's a continuation. And yeah, you go into a quantum world outside space-time continuum, outside your own personality. You're just a point of view, like a happy little chipmunk of the universe.
Or a happy little tree.
Yeah, or you know, just have, you know, and you're now in the real universe. It's like the internet, the spiritual internet. It's like the Matrix. Anything you want.
I don't know. I can't quite buy into that. So
It's because you hadn't seen it. It's a weird out-of-body experience that you have. Now, you've seen fucking weird poltergeist manifestations of what I'm talking about.
But, you know,
Just trust me.
I can't get behind it.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This is all the natural order of things. Everything.
Well, duh. Everybody knows that. But it's like, it's still...
Let me finish.
I don't know. I'm not going
Okay,
to
go
because
ahead.
I kind of feel like you're still like delegitimizing like people getting upset about people being dead. It's like that's fucked up.
The passing is part of it. That's part of the human experience. I forgot what I was going to say. Don't matter. It doesn't really matter.
No,
I was
it
saying
doesn't.
is everything is as it should be. Nothing's wrong. Everything is as it should be.
Okay, Pangloss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any.
Everything is as it should be. Everything is right. There is nothing wrong in the universe. It's just, it's fucked up, but that's the way it's supposed to be. You just gotta fucking learn to let go. Go, yeah.
But like I said, that can go too far in the other direction where you can just become a sociopath and like not care about anything.
Well, yeah. Well, that's really what Friedrich Nietzsche said about it. That's what the dark side of the Force was all about. Well, if all this shit really doesn't matter, then I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do and get what I want. Yeah, you could look at it that way. But is that, you know, that's on you, and you're gonna have to pay for that. You know, if there is payment. Which I think there probably is. You're just going to end up tuning yourself into a different version of reality. You'll just become something that maybe you didn't want to become. It all works itself out. It's all part of the story.
Tammy says, my daughter sent my cats a box of the tasty human treats. I can't tell you how happy I am that those are a real thing. Because when I first saw the ad, I thought it was fake. Like, I thought somebody had photoshopped it. So I was very happy to find out those were real. And Pookie loves them. So, you know, she'll eat me if I'm dead. That's fine. I've kind of ignored myself to that fact. Danny Rowling says, if someone donates $100, Tom and Jenny should try one of those cat treats.
I'd try it for $100.
I'll eat one for $100.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, sure.
Why not? They can't be that gross. Come on.
They're all natural. I read what was on them.
I mean, it's no worse than like some shit that I would eat out of a box anyway.
On the back of the cat treat box, it said, "Fucking, if your cats are eating too many of these things, don't worry about them. Your cat can eat a whole bowls of these." They're
Well,
just
see,
high.
because I was worried about it because I'm like, look, Pookie, she will eat. We have wet food. We have Fancy Feast. That's the good shit. And every now and then she'll be like, hey, can I have some Fancy Feast? And then, like, I'll open it and I'll put a little bit out and she'll lick it and then she'll be like, meh. And then she'll walk off. However, the Temptations, she is all about that shit. If you put it on a plate, she will eat all of it.
Yeah.
And then she'll jump on you in the middle of the night and be like, hey, I'm out of Temptations. Can you please refill the shit?
Yeah.
So I was kind of worried because I'm like, she's just eating only that. It's like, is that like...
It was like candy.
I was like, is that like Oreos? Is she just eating a whole diet of Oreos? I feel really bad. But apparently...
We're not the only ones that were worried about that, evidently.
I guess not.
Because the guys on Temptation says, no, it's just high-quality cat food.
That's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, it's got all the shit in it. It's like, they're not going to die if they only eat this. You know, she might get, I don't know, she might get fat.
Yeah.
But...
Well, it says that basically one whole bowl of them has all the nutrients that a cat would need for a day. Which that's about what she eats.
I mean, like I said, she does eat other things.
Yeah.
She does eat some, I think she eats some of the dry food.
Yeah.
Although Beijing seems more into the regular dry food than Pookie does.
Yeah. Temptations are just...
They do eat the wet food, but I kind of feel like Pookie just likes to lick the gravy off it.
Yeah.
And then leave it.
Yeah, I thought it was like some kind of trickery, like they were giving us cat crack. But that's not what it is. They just said it's high quality cat food that has like liver and cheese and fucking gravy and chicken, and so it's just a higher quality of cat food. They can eat it. They tell you that, they can eat a whole bowl of it.
I mean, unless they're just making me feel better about it.
No, probably right. Because a cat's instincts would know if something was good. You know what I mean? It's giving them something.
Although, to be honest, Pookie will
But she chews plastic, too.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. She'll eat pens.
Yeah.
So.
But that's a texture thing.
I mean, one of her favorite things is just... She will walk around on this carpet and just, like, find some random shit, which I don't even know what it is. It's, like, pieces of plastic or styrofoam or something, and she's like, hey, I'm going to eat this. And she'll just eat it. I'm like, don't eat that. And then, you know how well that goes. Some
Tina
cats...
says, I'm going to give my boys greenies. Yeah, she loves them, too.
Yeah, she likes greenies.
Because it's good for their dental... Yeah, fucking...
Yeah, we have greenies also.
Yeah, if anybody wants to send her greenies, we can do that, because we can't rarely see those around here.
I've ordered them from Chewy before.
Okay.
Also, like I said,
she likes greenies.
She really likes... Yeah, she likes greenies, and she likes the Sheba meat sticks.
Yeah.
We have a couple, like, packets of those, because they come, like, in packets of, like, 3 sticks.
No, it's like a packet more like 6.
Or 6 sticks, yeah, whatever it is. And so I've gotten those, and she really likes those.
Yeah, it's like beef jerky for cats.
Yeah. She likes those, but other than that, like that and Temptations.
Yeah. Mango says some cats have the habit of licking gravy. Yeah, that's all she does. She just licks that damn gravy.
But,
she
ironically...
will go back and eat some of it.
She likes it when it's kind of dried out.
Yeah, it's weird. She likes
Weirdly, though, like for a while we thought, well, because she only likes the gravy, let's get the Fancy Feast gravy only.
Yeah.
So let's get that. And then she was like, no, fuck that. I'm not doing it.
Fucking cats are funny.
She wouldn't do it.
No.
She's like, no, I only like the gravy if there's bits of it that I can leave there.
Yeah. And then I'll come
waste.
back and eat some of those bits when they're dried up.
When you just give her gravy, she's like, no.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And then I bought these packets of I think they're Friskies Lick'ems. Isn't it Friskies?
That's it. Yeah.
And you kind of like open it, and she likes
And it's
those.
all gravy. Yeah, she likes those.